Hello everyone, and welcome to Agents of the Nine Hells. Thank you for joining us for yet another evening of Dungeons & Dragons! We're on episode 3 of Agents of the Nine Hells. There are 2 you can catch up on, either on our Twitch channel or on our YouTube channel. We're very pleased to be streaming tonight with twitch.tv/D&D and twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted. If you want to check out previous episodes, do pop to Adventurers Wanted on Twitch or on YouTube. Lovely! I'm Chris, I'll be your Dungeon Master for tonight. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons or may have stumbled onto this channel and not quite know what the heck is going on, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 6 players all have their own unique character sheets which tell them who they are, what they do, how they do things, and it's normally adding numbers to dice rolls. We tend to roll a 20-sided dice, 20 being good, 1 being terrible, so feel free to follow along at home. Whilst everyone's playing their characters, I play everything else. The universe they are in, the people they speak to, weather patterns, you know, all that sort of thing. And together we all tell a story. So, you're joining us for the 3rd chapter of Agents of the Nine Hells. The characters defeated a demon that was working with some wasps. Yeah.
They were in cahoots.
They were in cahoots.
Yeah. They were cow-sized. They weren't just like, what?
Oh yeah, hell wasps, very much so. And then returned back to their home, the Wandering Emporium, where they were rewarded for their time spent, had a gay old time wrestling in pit arenas and drinking copiously in character, only in character. Yeah, great.
Actually, yes.
Yeah. And now you have returned back to the leader of the Emporium, Mahadi, who has a special guest for you to meet, and also for the A-plot to start. I don't know if that's been clear yet, but yeah, that's what's about to happen. We're about to kick into the A-plot, that's what's going to happen.
You mean the spa? I thought the A-plot was going to...
No, the spa wasn't the A-plot. No.
I can't believe our 2nd episode was our bathhouse episode.
You didn't even come.
So, starting all the way over there, could you please give your character's name and a line or 2 about them, also your pronouns and your character's pronouns.
I'm Toby. I play Andreas Doris. I am he, him, as is Andreas. Andreas is also known as the Giant of the Arenas, which was proved last session, I think we can all agree, when I threw a literal giant out of said arena. I'm a fighter ranger. I think that's enough about me. I'm sure I'll wax lyrically more about myself during the session.
Sorry to cut across, but there is artwork on our Twitter pages that Grace did, which is absolutely marvellous and gives you a nice sense of all the characters if you want to check it out there as well.
Do that. My name's Sharmini. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Perigal, who also uses she, her pronouns. She is a bugbear abjuration wizard who was sent to hell by the maid she works for and told it was all very important and hell, and she did lots of research and she got to hell, and it's actually been really nice so far. These guys are lovely. She's just like, having a lovely time. Like,
had a cocktail named after you.
Yes! Yeah! I mean, everyone is so nice.
That's definitely the tone we're going with going forward as well.
I'm Grace. I use they them pronouns, and I will be playing Flutter of Wings, who also uses they them pronouns. Fluster for short. They are a tabaxi hexblade swashbuckler. Hexblade. Yeah. More beyond that.
Hexlock blade buckler.
Yeah. I'm not going to be able to say that again, unfortunately. Yeah, what did I don't think I did anything particularly interesting last session.
You spoke to your patron.
I did speak to my patron.
Who I've now been reliably informed a voice I came up with from scratch sounds exactly like Orville.
Yeah. And now that I have seen an Orville video, it is entirely true, and that's all.
For anyone who's not aware of Orville, Google it.
Don't. Absolutely don't. Like,
unfortunately, also like my gran.
Your gran sounds like Orville?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about what I've got. Yeah, go for it.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I use she, her pronouns, as does my character Monsoon, who is a kind of tiefling water genasi bard, who yesterday... when was it was a week.
A week ago.
I'm so bad at this. Because Monsoon was really drunk. That's why my head's just like,
It was technically this morning, I think.
Went to the bank, had a weird faux passive-aggressive conversation with the person at the bank, and then got very drunk and did my first song, which was so bad that Matt's character poured alcohol all over my lute.
That wasn't the reason. But
That's what Monsoon thinks happened.
Oh no!
wow.
Yeah.
I am Matt. I'm playing Judah Amana, who is mostly a good guy, but tried to help someone who he'd bet on that wasn't Toby's character in the fight in the pit last time, hence pouring a drink over a lute. I'm a fighter, rogue, assassin type, and I hide really well.
Yep.
All true.
And pronouns for you.
And I am he, him, and Judah is he, him as well.
Thank you.
I'm Emma. I'm playing Keldon, who is a Minotaur cleric, life cleric. I'm gender fluid. I'm using she/her pronouns today. Keldon is currently using he, him, although that might change if we have a long rest, so I'll keep you updated. Keldon is in hell because he really wants to find out why he doesn't know any other Minotaurs, and we're finding out more about that via Baphomet, and it's really long, and you should really just watch the other 2 episodes to find out more about Baphomet.
Kind of in character already there, Em. Good, lovely. Okay, right.
I'm really tired.
And I am Chris, and I use they, them pronouns. So, before we kick off, this stream will run for approximately 3 hours, and there'll be a roughly 5-10 minute break somewhere near the middle, which we'll judge based on how things are going. We're delighted to be sponsored by D&D Beyond, the official digital toolset for Dungeons & Dragons. D&D Beyond offer a compendium with all the game's rules, lore, and adventures online, as well as digital tools like a character builder, digital character sheets, which quite a few of our players are using today, thank you. And there's also an interactive Twitch overlay extension, which should be next to Toby's face.
Yay.
Oh, I hope it's working. Splendid. Head to dndbeyond.com for more information about all of that. We're also proud to be supported by 4Fans by Fans and Ultra Pro. Have we got any 4Fans clothes today? No, we have some 4Fans by Fans clothes we'll sometimes be wearing. And Ultra Pro have very kindly donated to us a lot of dice. Ooh.
That have rolled really well.
Really good.
Loads of 20s on this part.
While the minstrel gets thrown between 2 screens. Amazing. These are their heavy metal dice set. They are officially made with Dungeons & Dragons, and they are absolutely brilliant, and we'll be giving some of these away on our Twitter page. So do head to our Twitter and find out how you can win some of these. We have lots and lots to give away. Thank you, Ultra Pro, again. So, before we kick off, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with a wide-ranging sexual and gender identity. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we acknowledge that it does sometimes happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we're open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think one has been missed. Brill. Without further ado, I think we paused literally on a zoom in on Matt's character's eyebrows and the Kill Bill music. Is that right? So, you had just returned to Mahadi's restaurant/spa on a demi-plane in the Wandering Emporium, and Mahadi had introduced you to a rather attractive Cambion. Cambion is a half demon, half devil in this case. And she introduced herself as Dimorphis, the daughter of Asmodeus. This is Dimorphis, hello.
No. Lovely to meet you.
Hi, lovely to meet you all. Yes.
Question. as a expert ranger in identifying and hunting fiends
Yeah.
with a really low intelligence, do I know who Asmodeus or Asmodeus is?
Can we choose one and say?
Asmodeus. Let's go with Asmodeus.
Sorry, Asmodeus.
Can't it be Asmodeus?
No, it's Asmodeus. That's Clint it.
If you say Asmodeus, all it makes me think of is Redwall, and I did like it really.
That's true. Asmodeus.
Asmodeus. Do I know who Asmodeus is?
Yes.
Damn!
I just I just
Literally.
put one hand on the arm of Judah and clamp on hard.
I start reaching for the dismisser and then remember that it's out of charges and sort of just scratch my back a bit.
I mean, we would not fight in the
Not
Emporium.
subtle at all.
No, I just rolled to
I've
check
got a
that.
bit of a lip curl as well.
We would not draw weapons in the Emporium, would we? We know the rules.
Oh, yes, Andreas. I've got the
Quite.
rules, yes.
So, Mahadi leads Damothus over to all of you. So, this is my friend, and we'll all be friends here, won't we? Hello, yes.
I don't think Andreas will be your friend, daughter of Asmodeus.
It's a pleasure to be dinner guests with people of such high renown.
Oh, I'm not of any sort of renown.
Infamy.
They've all got it in for me, right? Yeah.
Yes, very good actually. That's very
So
good.
I make jokes when I feel a bit tense.
Oh, look, we're all getting along splendidly. Why don't we all go and have a nice sit down?
Fantastic.
Yes,
That sounds like a good idea.
sitting.
May I make an insight check on Judah?
Sure.
Now, I should say as a character point here, I would, in my wildest
Yeah.
dreams, I dream of
This.
murdering the big A. I don't even think his name because I'm worried that he's out there scrying constantly,
Yeah.
looking for threats. I don't believe I would have ever told anybody that.
Okay.
It may.
I've known you for 2 years.
Yeah.
I have incredibly high insight.
Yeah.
If he's ever come up, I think I would know.
I would have probably spoken badly of Asmodeus on enough occasions. And you would have thought, he's got a little thing there.
Because we travelled together before the group came together. But if you
Yeah.
wouldn't have mentioned it,
I wouldn't
then-
have outright done it,
Yeah.
but you may have.
Asmodeus
incited
will
it.
have come up quite a lot also because everything that Mahadi signs, any kind of contract or anything like that, appears to be signed in Asmodeus's name.
And Asmodeus is the
Ruler of all of hell.
Yeah. And the abyss? Or
No, just hell.
Okay, so
It's a point of
King
contention,
Devil.
one could say.
King Devil.
The, end of level boss, end of level boss, end of
Yeah.
level boss, Asmodeus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's always nice to share a meal with anybody because food is scarce. We can always listen.
Mahadi is leading you through to the door on the left, which last time you were in there was a sort of banqueting chamber, basically, and currently is a series of very soft sort of poofs.
Are you complaining
also
about the food that Andreas forages for you?
Yes, it's disgusting.
It is not the best, I'm sorry.
This, this from someone who only rubs moss on their face.
Getting very, very personal remarks here. That's all.
Every 3 days I create bland food so that we don't have to eat what you forage.
I mean, presenting a united front as we go into the war. Right? Let's.
Mahadi, who is still in the guise of the shaven-headed orc with the lovely little goatee but still wearing a full-tiered skirt dress, guides everyone in and sits you all down on these poofs.
Also, abyssal chicken is literally the only thing that doesn't taste of chicken.
Andreas has feelings, you know.
Dimorphos has also sat down next to Mahadi, and she has, as described before, curved horns, very sort of darkish red skin, but is quite prim, quite well dressed, quite a high-collared dress, and sits down next to Mahadi, and you are all there together. Just waiting for the rest of you to take a seat.
I take a seat and start eating.
There is no food in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are there any chairs, or must we sit on?
Must we recline?
Ed, you can perch on a poof.
Oh,
And I do.
I think I just sit cross-legged on the floor.
Okay.
how big are the poofs?
About the size of the chair I'm sat on, which is tiny.
Yeah, I'm sort of...
Do you get two and put one bum cheek on each?
Yes.
I wait for Monsoon to sit down just in case she needs a little help.
Monsoon
Yeah, but-
is still drunk from last time, right?
Monsoon has been very quiet because Monsoon is doing that thing of just focusing really hard on everything to be like, I'm sober. I just focus. But what Monsoon's going to do is get one of the poofs and sit down really carefully, and then is going to try and look like she is thinking and listening, but is making sure she's like steadying her head.
Cool. It's been a couple of hours as you've been intoxicated for this long. Please roll me a con saving throw.
Okay.
And you were so drunk because you ill-advisedly drank a cocktail that had demon blood in it, right?
Ica.
I mean, that's what
Oh, that's-
blood. That's what it means, right?
That's it.
Maybe roll the metal ones on this one.
Oh yeah, sorry. That's a natural one.
Wow.
Do you want to be sick in your mouth? Or do you want to let it just go?
Oh no, I'm not going to be.
Go.
No, again.
Go.
I know it seems like they are very low ones, but Monsoon has some standards.
Please
I'm not
come
being
up
sick
on
over-
Asmodeus' door.
I'm not being sick over it. I'm being sick in my mouth and then swallowing it.
Can you give us a demonstration of that?
No.
Literal, like a performative demonstration. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that everyone can imagine quite adequately what that is like.
Dimorphus is looking at you, just raises an eyebrow, looks at all of you.
Monsoon is absolutely fine. She's just had a very
Long
good day. I just
Okay, I suppose. So each to their own.
Very good
Mahadi,
day.
how do you feel about the magic rules currently?
Well, it depends what you want to do with the magic rules,
I
darling.
was thinking about lesser restoration.
Oh dear. Oh, has someone had a rough day?
Yes, very rough.
You blew it, Kelson. You never just come out and say someone's fine.
We had
And
a
they
fun-
know.
we had a fantastic
Monsoon
day.
is absolutely fine, and Monsoon would be even finer if I were to cast lesser restoration.
You know what?
So convincing and everything.
I will relax the rules for this because I don't want dear Monsoon to feel any iller than she already does.
You are so
Mahadi.
good to us, Mahadi.
I
The
just
thing is,
I just-
we went to the pit.
reach out and just touch Monsoon's knee and just quickly cast lesser
I
restoration.
was doing it, Kelson.
You feel fine.
Just kind of wash this over.
I feel like we might need you.
Trays, floating trays, are slowly moving around all of you with what was wine, but Mahadi raises an eyebrow and one tray sort of stops and then goes out and comes back in with water. There is also wine.
No wine. It's okay.
And various sort of crudités and
I have to cast that at 3rd level.
sort of various crudités and finger food and that sort of thing is going around on trays as well.
Très bien.
Mahadi, I threw a literal giant
You went
out
there.
of the ring.
You threw a giant out of the ring. The name means something finally. Marvellous.
Well, as lovely as it is to exchange pleasantries, we all came here for business, no?
That we did. Trev Mahadi finishing off a minstrel.
I didn't know you played such beautiful music, Mahadi.
Oh, there's a harp just floating in the corner. Yes, quite. So, Mahadi tells me that you are all problem solvers. Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm a wizard. We fix problems for some people, we cause them for others.
Occasionally I make more of a problem than I solve.
Don't undersell yourself, Gelden.
It's definitely within our remit.
Grand. Well, my father has a request. I'm sorry, something not.
No!
Yes, your father.
No!
And
Judah just ate something dodgy.
Roll a deception check.
I mean, some of the things that we saw you ate while we were in the pub, that was madness. I mean, some of the food flustered us very, very quickly.
And you all thought I was going to be the problem?
Oh no!
What was the deception roll?
Oh no!
Was it 4?
Does me splurting out?
It's a 3.
Dimorphus, looking at Judah, raises an eyebrow and locks eyes with him. And looks away as Keldon leans forward with a godless expression on his face. Right.
It would be
Anyway.
good to hear your thoughts.
Well, my father has a problem. And as I understand it, you are people who solve problems, and Mahadi speaks very highly of all of you. I have spoken very highly of every single one of you, especially
Nice.
Keldon.
Aw.
So, I understand that you have spent most of your time in the lower planes in Avernus, is that right?
Well, we took a brief stint, didn't we,
Slaying fiends.
on the sticks. But Andreas got feeble-minded, and it was quite entertaining. But we decided it was not a good idea.
I don't think
I
I
couldn't-
noticed the difference for a long time.
Myself, they say. No spell, I don't.
So you do have some experience of the lower planes then? A little, let's say.
We've dabbled and
Well,
I have a map.
how do you?
oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, I
Actually, really nice.
copied it down just in case it was useful. The books.
Well, you're presumably aware of the Blood War. I don't think I need to explain that to anyone, do I?
It's been difficult to miss.
Demons and devils will fight each other and have been doing for quite a long time, yes. As part of the Blood War, we work with a group of mercenaries, a separate species to demons and devils known as Yugoloths. Are you aware of those?
I've read about them in my books.
We killed a few.
Just one or two.
They tend to work for either side depending on who's paying more, but that's the way of the world, isn't it? Anyway, they all seem to be drawing back, removing themselves from situations which could be important, and
Why
my
are
father...
they drawing backs?
Well, you see... I'm sorry, did you ask why they're drawing backs?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm sorry, does Keldon understand idioms?
No.
Please.
I will-
Even the word idioms is a bit... The sayings.
They're running away.
You know, like...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, I will try and avoid them. They appear to have taken a chance to step back from situations where they have been paid by both devils and demons to take part in the war, and my father is concerned. And he thought I should look into what's going on, and I've done a little bit of digging, but some information that I really want to get hold of I don't have access to. And I wondered if you could go and get it for me.
Why don't you have access to it?
It's on Carceri. History checks for everyone, advantage for you because demon.
Yeah, I think I've got Carceri in my nose.
Would it? Yeah.
That is a 12 minus 1. 11.
Cool. Carceri is a plane of existence.
18.
Yep.
8.
With advantage.
Yes.
Oh my god.
13.
13.
13.
13.
14.
14. All of you have heard of Carceri. Those who were above 13 know Carceri is another lower plane that is further around the Great Wheel than you are at the moment, with other planes in between you. The Great Wheel being the wheel of all planes of existence, marked out by alignment more than anything else, so chaotic, evil, lawful, etc. Judah, with an 18, Carceri is the prison plane. Of the lower planes of existence, Carceri is the hardest to leave.
Okay. And if we are to head to Carceri, how do you propose that we get out of there? Given that it is a prison plane and very, very, very difficult to break out of.
Stick a prison plane.
Well, you have travelled on the River Styx. It travels between all of the lower planes, including Carceri. It is a mode of entrance and exit, although I won't deny that it is difficult. But Mahadi tells me you are adventurers of some renown, so I'm rather hoping that would be a problem you could solve for me.
What, you want us to get in, but you can't tell us how to get out?
Yes. Portals into Carceri, quite notably, are unidirectional.
Oh.
How deep would you need us to go into the prison plane?
There's a well. It's
a well,
called...
that's useful. Sorry, it's because I'm nervous.
Quite all right. There is a town of sorts known as the Bastion of Last Hope in the mountains. It should be quite easy to find. It is rather noticeable. Within there is a Yugoloth, a Skeroloth, known as Exius. And Exius will be able to give you the information that I require.
A scary loft.
No, a Yugoloth... I see. A Skeroloth is a kind of Yugoloth.
Is he very scary?
No. Well, I don't know. I've never met him, but Skeroloths tend to be rather frightful.
So, yes.
No, they tend to fright very well.
No, no.
Clever.
This is demon chicken.
No, we've fought those as well. Well, no, you fought those.
I've eaten them.
those.
Yeah, we cooked them. Technically.
Apparently, they're not very nice.
Is that something you could
They're
do for
very
me?
nutritious.
So the information,
Yes.
just general information to bring back.
He has let it be known that he has information about the Yugoloths withdrawing. Well, I say he's let it be known. I have found out that he does. And I would quite appreciate to know why. And since all the other Yugoloths that we know have removed themselves from the Blood War, we don't really have another way in.
And not to be blunt, but what do you propose that we would get from doing this for you?
Well,
Yeah.
my father is, well, you all know who my father is. I see from your expressions, especially yours.
Yeah, big A.
I don't know what you're talking about. Judy's expression is always like this.
It's indigestion.
Did the wind change at one point?
I mean, especially after the indigestion.
The wind changes very frequently.
Well, Mahadi, you have a certain... yes, quite. Let's put it this way. Is there something any of you require that the Lord of Hell might be able to help you
Kill
with?
Mammon.
Right, that is quite the... Well, okay. Both Dimorphus and Mahadi give a kind of like,
My notes. What's
righto, like look at each other like, okay, that's a thing. Mahadi goes,
that? It's a mammal.
I'll put it on the ledger. Kill Mammon. Seems a big ask, but we'll see.
Do I know who Mammon is?
Mammon is the lord of the third layer of hell.
Oh.
Might Asmodeus know where there are any Minotaurs who are not part of the Blood Pact?
I'm sure that's something my father could look into for you, if that's what you need.
Perhaps we could have an audience with him to ask.
Or we could just find out the information. I don't really require...
An audience can also be arranged if that is what you are looking for.
Yes.
What's Judas looking?
I'm utterly silent because now I'm thinking, wow, striking distance.
And
Does that seem
yes,
agreeable?
and without anyone telling Bahamut about it.
Do you
I
mean
don't think he would
Baphomet?
hear.
Baphomet.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I ask something that if the Yugoloths are mercenaries and they are pulling back, would not the first thought be perhaps they have found a third side in the battle?
Well, you see, this is part of our concern because if they have found a third side in this battle, well, we want to know who that is too, don't we?
And you have no idea?
The Blood War has not had a third party in it for thousands of years. This is a significant shift in the tides of the war, and something that my father's not a huge fan of are significant shifts.
So someone who is newly emerging but significant enough for the Yugoloths to be happy to throw their lot in with.
I mean,
That is the worry, yes.
maybe they just like money. Like Monsoon.
Monsoon is not a Yugoloth.
No. Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't.
Inside
check. There's a delay there. I shouldn't have to confirm that. Just like money. But
Well,
in
would
which
money
case, actually,
also
yeah,
be-
money would also be a good thing to have. Please, money. Thank you.
And magical plate armor. Thanks.
You'd like magical plate armor in return for travelling through... Yes, fine. No problem.
Obsidian flint dragon.
Do you want your magical plate armor to do something specific? Because you just said magical. It could do literally anything.
No, I want some like good stuff. Stop me getting stung by giant demon wasps. That sort of thing.
That can certainly be arranged.
That's
me getting
incredibly
clamped
specific.
by
What if that never happens again and
things.
all it does is stops you getting stung by wasps?
I also feel like asking for wasp repellent is kind of setting a low bar.
You just lay out the plate, I'll have a peruse.
It can be arranged.
Well, I wonder if we are doing something so dangerous and we've got so little information to be going on at the minute, if there's much you can do in the way of equipment that we might need beforehand, you know.
Yeah, protective stuff.
We will be
Magical
changing the tide of the war for you potentially, no?
Potentially. I prefer to give people reward after they've completed tasks for me.
I prefer not to go to prison planes.
Understandable. You needn't say yes.
I mean,
Oh.
well, because the thing is, like you say, we don't have to say yes, but you need this information. You're the one in this situation.
Who else are you going to ask?
Yeah, you're the one who actually needs something here.
It is true, you straddle an interesting line in hell by being not of it, yet wandering through it with impunity.
We are the A-team, no?
You wouldn't want to have to go to the B
Let's
team.
not use that name.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a great name, the Andreas team.
I resurrected most of the B team ones.
Well, this is what I mean. If we are doing something very useful for you, surely you want to protect your investment so that we don't get lost.
She looks a little awkward and Mahadi leans in very smoothly. Allow me to help out a little bit here. I don't think Asmodeus knows yet that you're working for him.
Sorry. That's good, fun stuff to know.
I think you may be, off the books. Why do you think his daughter's approaching you and not him personally?
Ego.
Potentially.
Well, someone's got to get their hands dirty.
Perhaps. I can certainly vouch for Dimorphus, and anything that Dimorphus places into a contract that you could sign if you wanted.
No. I've been warned very heavily not to sign any contracts that you offer me, Mahadi. I've been told several times.
Oh, you're such spoil sport.
He's getting much better every
I've
single
been
time.
told.
She. Oh, he.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant Mahadi. It was she.
No.
Well, very well. I can also write down a list of all the things that you want. Not a contract, just a list. And make sure that Asmodeus delivers them as promised. Dimorphus's word can be vouched for by other agents of Asmodeus.
Can I insight check that, please?
Yeah, I would like to as well, if I may.
24.
Mahadi,
Not my
as
point,
always,
yes.
is on the up and up.
So just to check, right now, Asmodeus, no clue about this.
No, I think he would find it distasteful, frankly.
Okay.
But I have always been in favour of outside the box thinking.
Right. However, obviously, if we were to do this, once we've done it, come back with the information that you've asked us for, then is that when Asmodeus finds out because Asmodeus has to give us all the things?
Presumably, if part of your request is an audience with my father, he will be informed at that point how you stopped the Yugoloths from doing whatever they're doing, which, frankly, probably put him in quite a good mood.
So he's not going to find it distasteful at that point.
Once you've done something good for my father, who you are is irrelevant to him.
I mean, forgive me, you seem to be moving the bounds a little bit of what the job is. I thought our job was to be going in, getting information, and then coming out. We
Quite.
are stopping the Yugoloths?
Well, if you find out what's happening, perhaps you could stop that process from occurring, but I'll leave that up to your august natures.
That is quite a shift in the tone of the job.
I'll put it this way, if you'd like an audience with my father, finding out what's going on, useful. Finding out and hindering, better. If you come back with the information and that's all you've done, well, I can respect that, and you will certainly receive everything you have asked for. But an audience with the Lord of Hell could lead to other work, if you play your cards right.
Is that the sort of thing that the rest of the group would be interested in?
Why don't we go see what happens?
Yes, sounds fascinating.
And decide as we go. We don't need to decide now.
Well, we need to give an answer.
No, we don't need to give an answer. We can go. They said we can go, decide what as we go, and come back with either part of the information or all of the information. That's literally exactly what they just said.
I will leave it up to you. I'm just happy to have agents in the field.
We just write down a list of what we want, and depending on how much information we come back with, depends on how much of the list we get.
For example, killing another Lord of Hell for coming back with information? Well, that seems a little trite, don't you think? Whereas killing a Lord of Hell for stopping someone who wants to harm all of us, well,
Yes.
maybe that could be arranged. My father certainly is a fan of people who help.
Oh, lovely.
So, I've been making a note of everything you've said. So, kill Mammon. Find Minotaurs who are not engaging with this blood pact. Fascinating. An audience with the Lord of Hell himself. Magical plate mail of some description, ideally wasp repellent. These are all things I can do.
No, not ideally wasp repellent. Like, what Andreas would like, I believe, is a selection of different plate mails that he may then select from.
I see. Well, that can also be arranged. Some of you have not given an answer.
Money. I definitely quite distinctly said money.
And do you have any particular fee you would charge for a job of this level?
Oh,
It's a
I
pretty big job.
don't know. Can Chloe roll something, because I have a lot of trouble converting money into D&D money and
Multiply
knowing
it by
what
10.
is.
To get gold pieces, divide by 10.
But also, how much are these jobs worth?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Crit.
Yeah.
You've got
Not being
400 gold
actual.
for going to kill a demon.
So more
And this
than
is like
that.
a lot
That's
more.
a
This
lot
feels
more
like a
than
lot
that.
more.
Like, huge.
Is it like 10 times more?
Do you want to roll an insight check on Dimorphos to get a sense of how much would make sense?
Yeah, because I
What
don't.
is in the budget?
I'm just really
Yeah.
scared of like that
Insight
bit
check
when
on the budget.
Dr. Evil's going like. Well, that's a 17 on the dice. I think my insight is like +6. Yeah, so 23.
You could ask for a king's ransom and probably get it. There is a look of desperation in her.
Well, I mean,
$500,000.
I was imagining King's Ransom would be like 50,000.
That's quite the.
That's as Chloe. Sorry, that's as Chloe.
Oh, I
Again,
see.
King's Ransom is a.
Oh, I
You
see.
can always start.
Could you quote a number, because I think that's what would help here.
50,000 gold pieces is £500,000, if that helps you.
Cool. Well, I mean, we've got all of us, and there's kind of a danger money fee on top of just the standard
That is
work
understandable.
fee,
Yes.
and then obviously holiday pay, overtime, other compensation forms. Probably about 50,000 gold pieces altogether.
That's an insane amount of money.
I mean,
You're
It is.
asking
That's
us
an
to-
insane amount. No, I'm telling
Yeah.
other characters to react. If reaction, that's an insane amount of money.
I think that for potentially coming back with stuff that would, turn the blood war in your favour and stop a huge complication to it. That's kind of fair, really.
Andreas would have gone for more, but I will settle for plate and a share.
50,000 gold. Dimethus looks a little bit like, okay, that's a lot of money. Next to her, Mahadi just goes, that'll be fine.
Thanks, Mahadi.
And compensation if we use any diamonds.
I feel like we could probably buy diamonds with the 50,000 gold.
Just in case we need to use any of the 3 diamonds I have.
What I'll put here is 50,000 gold pieces and some kind of commensurate cost for resources used in the process. How about that?
Yeah, we'll draw up some kind of invoice or something. Let you know just what we used.
We tend to go paperless in hell. So sorry. Fine. Whatever you need is absolutely fine. Well, that is what some of you have asked for, but some have not given an answer yet.
I mean, I just need to sort of check in. Don't really know whether I ought to be taking compensation or not. I don't really work for. I work for someone else, and
Appropriately sized cutlery?
contractor. I'm actually fine with the.
And you saying you work for someone else? Dimethus raises an eyebrow. Who do you work for?
A very nice mage. Who I'm training under. He's taught me a lot of spells.
What's his name?
Got a lot of books. Mr.
Daughter
M.
of the King of Hell.
Mr. M.
Does M stand for mage? Is that what M is?
Or money, perhaps.
Dimethus's eyebrows have disappeared into her horns, and Mahadi's also looking interestedly at you. You get a sense that this isn't a name you should be speaking about.
That's my cunning code name.
Well,
Oh.
in that case,
Interesting.
Well, that's interesting. She looks a little confused and sort of like she's sort of doing quick things in her head. You don't know what she's doing. Comes back. All right, so one of you will receive some kind of outside compensation. An audience was one of you two. What did the other want?
I mean, the chance for further jobs is always much appreciated.
Sheets for all of your new knives.
Nicer knives.
I would like the permission of Asmodeus to kill any one being in hell that I choose.
Considering the massive danger of the jobs that we're doing, that seems fairly reasonable to me.
You want my father's permission to kill any one devil, presumably?
He's devil. King.
Yes, Asmodeus is a devil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you wish for simply the permission to do so?
The permission will be enough.
Perhaps also the means?
I will sort the means.
The express permission to kill any one devil. Intriguing. Now, I can't speak on my father's behalf, but I think that's the kind of verbal trickery he really does enjoy.
I think you might have been rumbled.
May I make an insight check? What I'm trying to work out is whether, I mean, Judah has not been particularly subtle
No.
about that.
Every time someone says Asmodeus, his lip curls. Yeah.
Does this feel like something political? She has already come to us undermining her father.
Mm-hmm.
By granting this, does it feel like there's something political happening where she might be, like, assuming that she's looking to replace him, like, along those sort of lines, that she's looking to further fuck with that?
Roll me an insight check.
My insight's not that great. That's a 7, not a 1, but it's cocked. I will take the 7 if
It was cocked. Roll it again.
it's an 8. That's better than a 7, and plus 6, so it's just a 14.
In this specific instance, Domophis is inscrutable. Devils are constantly one-upping each other because the only thing that's important, apart from survival, is advancement.
It seemed like something that could be the case,
Could
but
absolutely
I
something
have
that
no way of
has-
confirming whether that is the truth or not.
Yep. Well, Mahadi spoke highly of you, and I can see that that trust was well placed. I have the ability to create a gateway to Carceri. As stated before, it is unidirectional. I won't be able to bring you back. The Styx is probably your best bet for getting out. That will then take you from Carceri through Hades and Gehenna back here. If you could furnish me with the information that I require as soon as possible, that would be rather good. And I'll make sure everything on that list is provided for you. If, in the process of doing so, you find out something that you could hinder, perhaps, I would not be against the idea of increasing the things you have asked for, giving you more than you asked for, if you manage to also stop what is occurring. And Mahadi has made a note of all of it, haven't you? Absolutely. Again, not a contract, just a list.
Excellent. Well, we need to sleep first, really.
How long will you
understand.
be in done for, then with us?
I will be in town as long as necessary, but if we could expedite the process, this is happening soon and swiftly, and we want to find out how it is happening soon and swiftly.
Well, we only require 8 hours.
I understand. You mortals are so,
Be careful what you say. You require favours from us.
I do. Just intriguing to me.
How mighty we are.
Quite.
Was there nice food happening during all of this?
Yeah, little crudités.
I'm hungry. Just a chicken.
Well, if you'd like to spend the night in the Infernal Rapture, I think that's something I can stretch to. I think that as part of this, a really, really good night's rest is something I'd be very happy to provide.
Excellent.
Yep.
Splendid. Would you like a shared room, separate, singles, doubles?
Feel like we've probably got things to talk about.
Yes.
How about something with a central annex and then separate rooms going off it?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
Any
Because
particular-
Andreas snores.
What? This is not true.
And it reverberates around the helmet sometimes when you don't take it off.
Well, any particular thematic of the room and annex that you'd like? It is a demi-plane, I can alter it.
Comfortable.
Comfortable, achievable,
I was
yes.
braced for cave-like. but I'm
Secure.
Security is never a problem at Infernal Rapture.
Maybe something that feels like it might be outside.
Really?
Or just, it doesn't need to actually be outside, but something that feels like the touch of nature might be.
Feels
Nice.
like it's outside,
But no rain.
but no rain.
Is this for kind of like the entire thing, or can individual rooms have like their own themes?
They could, but you know, we're only running 3-hour streams, Chloe.
Strap it!
Let's fucking go.
Well, I was just thinking if one room could maybe have kind of like a slightly run-down taverny feel, and like out of the windows you could kind of see the sea. That might be nice, and then maybe like kind of different decks of playing cards and stuff just in there if there was just some a room like that.
Done. Very well. If you'd like to come with me, I'll lead you to where you can rest, and Dimorphus will see you in the morning, I suppose. Yes, I'll pass the time.
Excellent. Buster, what is outside the box thinking? What is inside the box thinking? Why are we thinking in boxes?
Wearing a helmet or not?
Well,
As you all head out of the meeting room and are taken through a door to under on the right again this time, and this time you enter what looks like a beautiful glade, like a lovely field with a marquee in the middle of it, and the marquee has 6 different tent flaps in it. Is this to your liking? It's currently... Hang on. Mahadi sort of reaches and turns an imaginary dial, and the day shifts quickly into sort of early evening patterns. There we go. A bit more fitting for mortal sleeping patterns.
Excellent, lovely. Thank you, Mahadi. We will see you later. Bye.
Thank you very much.
We don't want any company. Oh, how disappointing.
I think we've got plenty to talk about.
Oh well, then I will leave you to your discussions. Have a lovely evening, and see you in the morning. She literally turns around, steps into nothingness, and is gone.
God, it's always disconcerting.
Do you think it's worth... Dimuthis said that she was going to be passing the time. Do you think it's worth spending some of this time trying to overhear conversations?
I would really rather sleep. If
Yes.
we're going to a prison plane tomorrow, I really think I would much rather have access to all of my spells.
I think also one of the issues with trying to overhear conversations from someone like that is you've then got to figure out how much of what they're saying is actually true.
They will be able to hear everything we say, I'm sure of it.
I'm not talking about them overhearing our conversations. I'm talking about us overhearing theirs.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if they can hear us talking about overhearing their conversation, then they will.
Oh no, I see you. I see you. Talk circles around me. It happens so rarely.
I think we are at a disadvantage while we're in Mahadi's domain. She is rather
Omnipresent.
Oh,
What?
Omnipresent.
Present.
Omnipheasant.
Omnipotent.
she is everywhere.
Yes, that's what it means.
Omnipresent. Omnipresent is the all everywhere.
You have an omnipresent for me?
Omniscient.
Nice. Perhaps.
Conceptually aware.
Still talking to Andreas, you know. Yeah.
So, how's everyone feeling about this whole plan to go to a prison plane and just, get some information, nip back?
Sounds
does.
incredibly dangerous,
Sound fascinating.
and we need to be very careful not to fall into the sticks, especially me,
I mean,
because if I fall into the sticks, I can't greater restoration myself.
Then it's time for Monsoon to step up with.
You
oh no, I
can't
can't do
create
that
a
one. No.
restoration.
Yeah, that's fair.
No one drink the water from the sticks.
I thought you would have learned that last time.
I didn't drink it. I know these things. I'm a ranger of great renown.
You
Not so great a renown
did
as
drink it.
my fight. Oh,
It's
yes,
just if you drank it, you probably forgot that you drank it.
This
That's
is
the
problem.
issue.
You always forget every time.
Yeah.
Just for rules clarification, if you are immersed in the sticks, you are affected by a feeble mind spell, which drops your intelligence and charisma to 1
Does
Yeah.
for
nothing.
30 days. Yeah, it's pretty bad, unless someone casts Greater Restoration on you. If you are simply splashed with the water or imbibe a tiny amount, it works like a Modify Memory spell that takes a random memory from the past 24 hours away from you.
Oh.
Literally no effect.
I will count low intelligence as a buffer against that.
Are you all right, Judah? That seemed stressful.
Given that they can hear everything we're saying, I feel this is a good mission. But for my own reasons.
Some of you have stayed here before. You would know as part of the contract for staying here, which none of you signed this time, and avoiding all the clauses that say you swear your soul to Asmodeus forever. There is also a clause in there that guests of Infernal Rapture are not in any way spied upon, overheard in any way, shape or form. Hardy takes their role as a host very seriously.
We didn't sign the contract.
Not this time, no.
Oh, I see.
It's funny that she didn't present us with the usual contract.
We should be very careful what we say.
I feel this mission has opportunities.
Yes. Opportunities to lose our minds. We could plan
Figuratively,
tomorrow
right.
once we're in the prison.
Or we could plan before.
But you don't really know what to plan for before you're actually in the place that you're planning for, so we may go there and then figure out the plans for that.
Have you ever been there?
No.
No.
So how are we going to plan?
Perigil, you have notes.
I read about it in a book.
What do you know?
I've forgotten.
Have you got your books with you?
Would you like to roll a history check to remember what you already know?
Yes.
Sure.
I did actually read some notes, and I have actually forgotten them.
That's fine.
Is
There
there
are a lot of
any,
things to read notes on.
I guidance you on your history check.
Oh, thanks.
is there any way that we can help if she's pouring through books?
Ilmata will help you.
I have the book. I have the book with me.
Would you allow people to share your books considering who wrote them?
Oh, did he?
I mean, we can
Did
help
not
you.
know that.
We can help you with the research. It's all information that we need to know.
I'm just remembering it because I've got a really good memory.
Are they
It's
written in
fine.
common or are they written in some kind of...
Don't know.
They're written in common.
I don't bring out the book. I just think I'm amazingly remember with my amazing remembering skills.
You can add a D4.
Yeah, D4's going to save that face.
You've not got a song for this researching occasion. It's a bit late now, but
Yeah, I feel like the moment. I'm sorry. Next time, give me a heads up, and I'll do my classic researching.
you know the researching
song.
That
song.
one-
Yeah,
like-
the researching
yeah.
song.
That
Because
went-
so much rhymes with researching.
From a 4 to a 17.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Cool.
Which I am happy with.
Carceri is known as the Tartarian Depths, or the Plane of Exile. It is the prison plane of the entire multiverse. Where the lower planes are where people end up if in life they weren't particularly great people. Carceri is specifically saved for people who imprison others, lie, cheat, steal. Less of the murdering, rampaging stuff of the Abyss or the cool, calculated villainy of the Nine Hells. Carceri is very much politicians, liars, cheats, scoundrels, and they are imprisoned there for eternity.
And physically, geography.
Oh, the top plane where the Bastion of Last Hope is marshy and swampy. And you also know that there are certain kind of fiends that only live on Carceri and function as the prison wardens, known as demodans. But even your books don't have a lot of information about them because people who go to Carceri tend not to come back.
Yeah, there are portals in, but the Styx is the main way out.
A portal spell cast on Carceri lets you in. A spell cast in Carceri to get you out probably doesn't work, almost certainly doesn't work. And any sort of portals that are stationary are unidirectional. You can only go in. The only way out is through the Styx.
And actually, not much is known about it because people don't come out of it.
Correct.
So it's kind of mysterious. I relate
Yes.
all that. I relay all that.
Can I ritual cast augury
Sure.
just to get a sense of whether it's going to be good or bad for us to go?
Wheel or woe, basically.
Wheel or woe or both?
Both.
Ilmata
very
says,
pointless really-
spell ever.
Beautiful
Ilmata
sense there.
says it will be neutral for us to go.
I mean, I'll give you a bit more than that. So Ilmata does
Same
give you
thing.
visions. The visions you get from Ilmata are, generally speaking, how am I going to describe this? There's two people fighting in a field and a lot of people watching. And you get a sense that the two people fighting means people can keep watching.
Ilmata is confusing me.
Well, yes.
But if the people are fighting, everyone can keep watching. I don't understand.
Well, I suppose that
No, you go.
while the fiends are fighting each other, they're not up there, right?
Oh. What's that got to do with us going to Carceri?
I know. I was thinking of Andreas in his pit.
Probably about Andreas, you're right.
Oh no! What have I done?
Ilmata often sends me thoughts about Andreas.
Ilmata's a fan of Andreas. No, good. Does anyone have anything in particular they'd like to do before bedding down for this long rest you're all planning to have?
I do just need to go and make a call. Check in.
Just about that, yeah?
Yes.
The mention of your boss
Yes.
That didn't go down
seemed
very
to
well.
surprise.
Yes, there were eyebrows all over the place. I was very confused.
And so the M stands for...
Well, it's a secret. It's just Mr. M. It's mysterious, you see.
It's not Mammon, is it?
I couldn't possibly say.
But you nodded when you said that.
I didn't mean to nod, I'm sorry. It's just you will call him Mr. M and then it's all mysterious.
Roll an insight check, Andreas.
Oh, I get a plus actually. That's 9.
It could be.
I know.
I deliberately used a code name, so I don't know why they both looked at me like, we know who that is. Because I was like, but they can't know who it is because...
I mean, a very powerful mage whose first initial is M.
Yeah, I mean, nobody knows who that is, really.
Well, I wouldn't, if his first initial was M, I wouldn't have, you picked M, would I? For the code, because I wouldn't be very smart.
You seem extremely deceptive. Perigal, do you have Dispel Magic?
Yes.
Excellent.
You should learn how to banish things.
I do know how to banish things.
Ours?
I also know how to banish things. But thank you, yes.
I cannot banish anything.
I can make people think that I've banished something.
I can banish my sword.
Is anyone doing anything before the long rest?
We're having the banishment chat.
I'd also like to make a quick call, but I can wait until after Perigal's made a call.
I would like to try and listen in to Perigal's conversation.
Oh shit. How do
If
you...
it's sending, you can do it telepathically.
Okay.
Are you sending telepathically just so
Yes.
no one else can listen in?
Yes.
Grand.
I sit like cross-legged opposite her, just like...
I was just going to go and, maybe is there a booth or?
There are 6 individual tent flaps in this marquee. It looks kind of weird. It looks like this is just it looks like it's just a marquee tent with way too many tent flaps.
I'll go and, is this it? Poke my head in one.
You open one. It's got the look of a rundown tavern with a sea outside the window and decks of playing cards on the tables.
So sorry, I closed again. Try another one.
This one looks like a rather comfortable B&B in Shropshire.
It's so specific.
What a read from Chris. I look around and try and work out who it is.
Who is that for?
Well, didn't you ask for comfortable?
That's not for me.
I try another one.
It's a very nice dank cave.
Okay.
I don't want a dank.
I try
thing.
another.
No, but it's like
Wasn't
cool
dank.
and pleasant, you know.
I was going to say nice, nice and dank.
Dank,
don't
nice,
get
dank.
into
Oh,
it.
sorry, I don't use dank negatively.
No,
all
you
the
mean
time.
it's like it's dank. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh.
I didn't mean that because I'm 32, but it's a nice, cool cave, very pleasant, lots of moss on the walls.
Next
Oh,
one.
well, look at
Sorry.
creature.
Oh dear.
Hang on. The next one has a kind of rugged outdoorsiness to it. Everything's made of stone. There's a little sort of bed that's kind of spread between 2 wooden planks.
Carol's getting very stressed about going to the wrong room. So rude. I kind of want to see. I kind of want to keep seeing what Chris is going to be able to come up with. I try another one.
It is a rather pleasant bed. It's on top of a cliff. Just a bed next to a cliff. Like just sort of balanced awkwardly next to a cliff. Like one of those things that climbers sleep in halfway up a mountain. It's one of them.
Is that because you're an edgelord?
Yes.
I guess it's because I fly.
I call it the Asimar's roost.
Yeah.
Try another one.
This one it's like the inside of a sort of cottage. There's a kettle slowly on the boil steaming away.
I just give up. I'm so sorry. I say to the tent flaps, and just wander and stand by myself in a corner of glade. And then I
It's 24 words.
yes. Oh dear. Hold my staff and mutter my sending spell. Hello.
I counted the
Perigal's like thinking really hard about not saying she knows that this always goes badly.
Go on.
No, that was Sharmony saying, there's a job that involves going to Carceri for Asmodeus.
11 more.
Bit worried about it. The Yugoloths are retreating. Not sure why.
4 more.
Hugs and kisses. X.
Talk to you later.
Going to check it out.
Going to check it.
To check it. Yeah. I can count.
Most worrisome. Thank you, Perigal. Keep an eye, and if there's any problems, get in the way. This is bad.
Wow. Excellent.
M.
It's Judy Dench. Cool.
You also wanted to cast a sending?
Yes, can I ask a question about locate creature as well, because I'm reprepping spells.
Yep.
Would locate creature locate Yugoloth?
Yes.
Excellent. Right, I'm going to cast Ascending to Rhiannon. You'll need to. She's on a different plane of existence, so you'll need to roll and see if it.
Yep.
You didn't need to roll. I assumed you did.
Go on.
No, you did.
Hello, darling. Still doing fine. Going to prison. Hope you're well. Forgot to tell you that I lost a horn.
5 more.
But doing great. Love you.
Aww.
Hey, oh, that's great. Well, not about the horn, obvs, but that you're doing prison? Hey ho, when in hell. Love you too. Miss you. I mean, there's one more word, but I'm not going to use it, so, yeah.
Okay.
Anyone else for anything to do before bedtime?
How do I communicate with my kind of patrony Asmori kind of?
Diva.
Yeah.
You just talk in your head.
Yeah. Okay. And they're going to have to put up with me. Oh, of course, I shouldn't have that. Oh, okay. I have Celestial. So that whole thing about learning from a weird book of Celestial is...
That's where you learn Celestial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I speak it weirdly.
Well, this whole conversation's in Celestial, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think... I don't have to count it, which is great.
No.
I think... Interesting news.
What?
I'm not used to them responding quite so quickly.
They always respond this quickly.
It appears there's a change in the blood war.
What? Oh no!
The Yugoloths are withdrawing, and nobody knows why.
Fascinating.
And Asmodeus' daughter has come to us for help.
Little does she know.
And what's interesting about that is that her father doesn't know she's come to us.
Devils. Never can trust them, can you?
So I was thinking, we go on this mission, and I try and find out what's happening with the Yugoloths, and we try and use that against Asmodeus.
As always, we are completely impartial in the blood war, but murder all the fuckers, would you?
Definitely.
Right on.
It's nice to see where Judy gets his subtlety from.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Yeah.
As part of this agreement, we may get an audience with Asmodeus.
I mean, he will fucking annihilate you.
He will. But what I'm thinking is, if that happens, what can be done? What can be done to arm us, or put someone in my place who has a shot at taking him out?
Fascinating. I'll chat to the others and we'll have a think about it.
All right, I'll keep you informed.
Toodle pip.
It's not often you see a Lost Blackadder cameo. That's really enjoyed it.
That's exactly what that was.
I mean, if you want Stephen Fry's Lord Melchett, I can do that. I've been saving it for a special occasion, but... All right.
I have a big, long pierce in the corner of my tent.
Oh. Inside.
Is it your tent though?
Well, no, it's a demiplane.
No, but I mean,
Which
I'm wondering if you piss in someone else's tent first and realise
It's
it's not
a
your
good
tent.
call. Maybe it's not.
Which tent flap do you go into?
I'm aiming for the one that I want to sleep in.
Yes, but it's just tent flaps. Which one do you walk into?
That one.
Cool. You're hanging off the edge of a cliff.
I piss off the edge.
Do you sleep here?
Yeah, sure. But first I offer a prayer to Tempus.
Yep.
Thank Tempus for the victory I had in the ring today.
Mm-hmm.
Think about home.
Mm-hmm.
Then fall asleep
Mm-hmm.
on the side of a cliff.
It's one of those, like, you have to sort of wrap yourself in with rope to make sure you don't fall off and die.
Sure.
Yeah. Unsurprisingly, Tempest does not respond.
Never does.
Never does. Any more for any more?
Would you have gone into your...
Yeah, I'm like, to be honest, quite swiftish. I would have gone into my little tavern room. I would have taken out of one of the many pockets of my like long duster a very, very battered set of playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like ones where the kind of different like fibres are coming apart in individual cards and they're really dirty and they're a bit folded and dogged and stuff. And like put them there, sat on the floor, got one of the decks that's there. Opened up a window, if that like works in the kind of weird demi-plane. Opened up a window and used the fresh ones, like kind of thumbed through the old ones, decided to use the fresh ones to just play solitaire, because that's kind of like how Monsoon calms her mind down at the end of the day.
Lovely.
I think like Fluster would have sort of like gone to stick their head in and then sort of gone and stepped back, like seeing the way that you had like dealt the cards and that sort of thing.
Cute. Yep.
Monsoon's probably not ever been like really mad or like you messed up my game. So like there wouldn't be any like negative repercussions if he did come in, but yeah, like it's quite focused and just like rhythmic.
Okay, I think maybe knocks on tent flap.
Got a passive of 16.
Yeah, you know that.
Yep.
Are you busy?
Not technically, I guess.
Do you want company? You can say no.
Do you need to talk?
I think so.
Okay. And I just pile.
Just to check, you've gone to bed. You're sleeping in a nice rugged room, presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've gone to bed. You gone to bed?
I don't know where to go. And everyone,
There's only two there now.
so I just faff around for a while, trying not to accidentally walk in on anyone who might be asleep, because that would just be so awful. But there's no one left to ask, and I'm like,
Perigal, yours is the one with the kettle.
thank you.
It also totally isn't, but you know.
I go sleep in the one with the kettle.
As you walk in, if you take the kettle off the heat, it's perfectly brewed for a nice cup of tea.
That would be put it down and go to bed.
All right, just the two of you.
I'm sorry for interrupting your thinking through time.
That's all right.
I'm a little bit worried that we are not doing the right thing.
Right. Because the daughter of Asmodeus asked us to do something. Okay, I get that. So what do you want to do then?
I think I just want maybe some reassurance that the things that we want can be concurrent, but not serve too much in their favor, I suppose. I'm worried that the thing that we're doing is not good.
Right. Well, I mean, we don't have to give anything to her when we come back. If we get the information, if we get any of that stuff and we go, don't think this is really right, then we don't have to. We still have total freedom within that to choose.
You're right. That's a good point.
One sec. Goes and grabs her loot. Look, okay, this isn't going to be magic or anything, because, you know, actually, we'll see. But look, if you just need, like, some reassurance or something, okay, Does that, like I said, it's does that help?
Thank you.
That's right. I know it's not the easiest situation. But look, okay, if there's any point while we're doing this whole prison break-in, break-out thing that you feel like you're really not sure about what we're doing, or we get information you go, I'm not sure I want to share that, then let me know and we talk to everyone and we figure out what we think is best. Yeah? And like goes to kind of give Fluster a hug.
I think Fluster does the like goes into your hug rather than like
Thank you.
That's alright. You're a good egg, so
I'm trying my best.
do you know where you're sleeping?
I've not looked.
Oh, okay.
They all seem very complicated. I nearly fell off a cliff earlier. It stank there.
Well, I'm probably gonna get to best, but like if you need to,
no,
then
of
there's the seats and stuff and the
Yeah.
chairs.
Would you mind if I slept on the floor? I don't really want to be alone, but if
No, are you okay on the floor?
I don't want to. This is your. It's nice. I can smell the sea.
I know, right? The sea's fucking amazing. Well, look, I'm gonna sleep in the bed because, like, not passing up a bed.
That's fair.
If like use those chairs if you want. I mean, if you want to go on the floor, you can. Like, I'm not gonna have any issue if you want to get in the bed as well, but just so you've got somewhere like soft to sleep.
That would be really nice. Thank you.
Cool.
I think they probably like sit on the end of the bed and start like unlacing their prosthetic and pop it on the side and
Yeah.
just don't want to be alone if that's okay.
Yeah.
Lovely. You'll bed down for the night.
Poor B&B in Shropshire.
Like most B&Bs in Shropshire, tonight it is empty. Right.
Oh, that's so sad.
Okay, well, it's a good point to take a break, I guess. Thank you very much, everyone. Do you have a song for everyone?
Oh no, it's made up, mate.
Did you literally pull that out of your backside right then?
I literally thought that.
There were so many internal lines.
Sorry, no, that's just because you say a word like well, and then you find another word that sounds like well, and you just kind of keep going.
Wait, can we take a break before we have this conversation?
Yeah.
Toilet breaks need to happen.
Right, let's take a break there. Thank you very much, everyone. See you again in about 5-10 minutes. Bye. Right. It is the next morning, and you all awaken in your demi-planar places of sleep.
I panic because I'm on the edge of the cliff.
I mean, roll me a dexterity saving throw, Andreas.
And then he died. It's a 16 on the dice, and I get pluses.
Yeah, you manage to hang on, and you don't fall to your death.
Cool.
Woo! Good start to the day, guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Tempest.
Do you all step out into the glade?
Yeah, of course. We're not going to just sit in our tents. We've got stuff to do.
I'm just checking.
Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Is there anything you want to do
For
before?
some reason, I was given a cave to sleep in, despite the fact that it's not a particularly happy childhood.
I was on a cliff face. I almost died when I woke up.
This is why you ask the DM for specific things rather than make choices for you.
I feel like this conversation could be happening in character.
That is fair.
Would
thought
anyone
we
like
were.
some tea?
Actually, tea would be lovely.
Yeah.
Or coffee, preferably.
I go back into the tent and look for coffee and put the tea back on.
Yep. It
Whatever.
instantly just stops.
I pile up some mugs and
No,
cups.
fine. Bring out tea and coffees for everyone. Everyone's now sitting in the wooded glade with a cup of tea and or coffee.
No, there's no table. I don't know. Oh,
Get a less esoteric.
Oh God. So you're all sat together, ready for the day. Anything anyone wants to do before rekitting, getting ready, and heading out?
No, good. It's coffee.
It's good for the soul.
Press ups.
In
Tea in
armour.
one hand. Yeah.
Right.
Fly. I've got these new silver daggers, but they're all kind of a bit weird.
Yeah, I know. I was there when you bought them.
Is there a chance you could maybe just make a couple of changes to this so I can fit at least two of them in?
I mean, I'm not a leather worker. What do you think?
Great as a leather worker.
I mean, I can have a look. Is there any way?
Smithing tools, roll me a check.
How many silver daggers did you get?
6.
Yeah, I took 6, but realistically, I don't think lots of them are weird shapes. So.
Can I have one?
Yeah.
It's 15 on the dice
Mhm.
plus
Use your dex. Mark.
proficiency. It's reloading. Sorry.
It's alright.
Plus proficiency takes it to 19. Plus dex takes it to 23.
You can easily adapt the existing scabbards in the sheaths that Judah wears to allow them to fit these new daggers, or pad them out so daggers won't fall out.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon if you give me
10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah, I mean, I will need to take that off.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I just quickly detect evil and good through my axe?
Sure. You get absolutely no reference to the area around you at all.
Oh, good. We're not being currently observed.
That's useful to know. That's useful to know.
Are any of my weapons evil? Are they like not possessed or anything?
They're not possessed or anything, no. Some of them are a bit off, but not in the way that detect evil and good would detect.
Okay.
Cool.
Fantastic.
As you all kit up and get ready for the day, if you head to the point where Mahadi disappeared the other day, you can step back out of the door, back into the foyer of Infernal Rapture, where Mahadi is again sat on a divan. This time she looks exactly the same, but the dress is a slightly more patchworky. Had a bit of a go at changing it up a bit.
Mahadi.
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Very well.
Splendid. I'm so pleased.
I have realised that it would be extremely useful if someone could just show me a picture of this scary loth.
Oh, I see. A Scabraloth. Well, one moment. One of the images that floats above floats down, and instead of showing an infomercial about the different prices and things available at the spa, it shifts into a 6-legged, large insectoid creature with quite a long face. It seems to have a perpetual look of worry about it.
Oh.
Would that count as me having seen the creature up close within 30 feet at least once?
Yes.
Why are you so badly behaved? No spellcasting here.
Oh, well, they're my rules, so I get to break them.
That is extremely useful. Thank you very much, Mahadu.
You're more than welcome, Kelvin. Oh,
Yeah.
you're in a good mood this morning.
I am in a good mood this morning.
What do you-
Someone made me coffee.
What are you using today?
She.
Splendid.
Yeah.
Well, marvellous. If everyone's ready for the day, I believe Dimorphus is still waiting.
Did she sleep well?
We don't sleep.
Oh. Whatever.
Demons and devils don't tend to require it. It's always fun to try, though, isn't it?
If you say so, Mahadi. Ha.
I suppose you have a lot more
You are
time
on good form today.
for getting things done.
Excellent. Well, portals away. Hey, ahoy.
Boy.
Balls ahoy! Yeah, that works.
As you step through the door to the left, Dimorphus is still sat on a poof, just idly swirling some tea in a cup. Just, oh, you're awake. Good. Are you ready to continue?
So ready. Unbelievably ready. So incredibly ready.
I forgot what you're like on coffee.
Marvellous. Now, just to remind you that this is a one-way trip, so you have to make your own way back. And you know you're looking for the Scarolith called Exius in the Bastion of Last Hope, yes?
Exius. So many legs. 6 legs.
Yes, that is correct. Yugoloth tend to be quite insectoid. I don't know why.
Exius. How does one spell?
Ekxius.
What?
Exactly how I assumed.
I thought you said Exius, like Eggsy.
Like Eggsy, I was going
Yeah.
Eggsy. Yeah.
Exius.
I got the X, but not the K.
Madness.
And that's it, the place of lost hope.
Bastion.
Bastion of
Now-
lost
The last bastion.
Last hope.
last hope.
Different game. Because of the way that Carceri operates, I will struggle to place you necessarily at the Bastion, but you should be nearby.
Can I insight check that, please?
Please do.
That is a 22.
She genuinely can't place you in the Bastion of Last Hope because Carceri's portal stopping bending technology, the planar setup
it's
for
fine.
it is difficult.
I just wanted to check.
Mahadi, would you be generous enough to, in case we suddenly are teleported into a little bit of trouble, would you allow just the drawing of weapons in your home before we disappear?
I understand. It's not every day one goes to prison. Please, if you'd like to prepare yourselves, and then we can.
Yes, I think the flustered like clenches their fist, and the like wraps of wisps of cloud sort of form around their hand, and a strike of lightning forms the heaven's trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
I always carry my axe, so it's still there.
It's always worth axe. I can't do that in that.
Dimorphus Dimorphus takes a scroll, casts a spell, and a gate-style portal opens in front of you, and you can step through it at your leisure.
So, Andreas,
I
you
step
first?
through.
Right, Andrea steps through.
I'm
What's
hooking an axe.
What's the marching order?
Probably me second.
Okay.
I will take up the rear with Perigo, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll go in the middle. I've got like a bead of force in my hand, ready to go.
No problem.
I've got an arrow notched,
Yep.
and it is pointed down, even though it is in the direction of Asmodeus' daughter.
She doesn't seem to give two shits about that.
All right.
So you've all stepped through?
Yeah.
Once more onto the breach, dear friends.
Portal ahoy!
Onward!
Is that a saying? I don't know.
Now it is.
You step into Carceri.
Oh boy.
No.
The ground underneath you as you step onto Carceri squelches. The heat goes from being quite dry and quite arid in Avernus to being heavy, fetid heat. There's a faint buzzing noise around you. It's swampy definitely wet underfoot, the occasional tree hanging at a very odd angle over the ground. There's no obvious path as all of you splash onto this plane of existence. There is a very obvious curve to the ground, like the horizon is shorter here. Also, light comes up from the horizon, not down from a sun. So there's a faint red light glowing all around you on the horizon, and it seems to cast everything in strange upward shadows, which is a little unnerving.
I really like the mood lighting here.
It highlights all of my chins.
Yeah, no, you only have one chin.
It's very furry though.
Yes, but fur is not a problem.
I might suggest being careful of the water. You never know. Well, probably not very nice, but also some of it might be the sticks seeping out into the
That is true.
surrounding.
As you
landscape.
step across the water and splash into it, you don't get any effects of the sticks on any exposed parts of skin, so this probably isn't as close to the sticks as would be.
Good thought though.
You can see that there are some mountains on the horizon, which is quite close because the horizon curves away quite quickly.
Can we see a bastion?
Roll me a perception check.
I would like to look for dangers.
Please.
So non-natural 20.
Yep.
It's unlikely this is going to be... Oh, no. I don't see anything.
-1.
Do I get a bonus because it's my terrain?
Yes.
Is it advantage?
Yes.
That's 22 for Fluster.
Mhm.
I just can't. The second one was a natural one. 16.
Okay. Looking around, Keldon spots first that in the mountains in the distance there is a sort of inky black dot in the mountains that looks a little bit like a keep or a castle, but it's quite a long way off.
What do I see with a -1?
Nothing.
I think you're distracted by going, is it Styx water? Oh my god, because you don't wear shoes.
Good point.
Being a bugbear with humongous feet. So, yeah, there's a bit of that going on, and the water's fine. I mean, it's disgusting. It's all muddy and gross, but no, there's no mind-sapping effects happening from the ground. Looking around for enemies, you do...
Anything that could be dangerous.
In the distance, not too far off, you hear the sound of a whip being snapped and some definite murmuring voices.
Where about is that coming from?
Off ahead of you, slightly to the left if the mountains are slightly to the right.
With the 16, do I see or hear anything?
Nothing more than Keldon has.
So I see the citadel.
Keldon saw the citadel and pointed out, and you have all now seen it.
Let's go.
It's not quite as nice as Avernus was.
No.
That was surprisingly.
Oh, you think we should be stealthy?
Dangerous territory.
I thought I heard. It sounds like the crack of a whip,
Oh, so you think we should be stealthy?
perhaps. But there might be people that.
Oh, you think we should go to the aid?
Yes. Which way?
Of the evil politicians who live here?
Which way?
Fluster enters a moral quandary.
If you head straight ahead of you, you're heading generally in the direction of the mountains, and we'll also pass by this if you wanted to look at both.
We could sneak up on them.
Sounds good.
How about Judah and I sneak up on them?
How about Judah and you sneak up on them and then get hit and die?
Yes, so
I've got-
Andreas should go with you.
I've got all of these healing potions, though. I open up my jacket and it's just like, do you want to buy a watch?
You have 4 to last us until we get back.
That is how many healing potions I've got. I tried my best.
Also, you would, having all worked together bar Perigal, know that Judah and Fluster between them are quite good scouts. Fluster in particular has abilities that allows them to often blend in scenarios like this, and if being seen, be seen as someone who would be from this neck of the woods. Although you've never seen a Demodan before, so that'll be interesting.
I just did.
That's Yugoloth, they're not the same thing.
Says Fluster. Fuck.
But if you wanted to scout ahead and give a bit of a berth so people with really low stealth rolls aren't affected by it, that is your decision. It's up to you.
You want to give it a go?
I don't want you to get too far ahead so that we can't help if you do get into a situation. That's all. I don't think you should be more than like 100 feet ahead.
If you stay 100 feet back, those who are not wanting to be stealthy, you can be far enough back people wouldn't necessarily notice.
You know, I can get you very quickly from 100 feet away.
Would you like
Unless
some?
something is holding you.
Well, in that case, remember how much fun we had last time when we dimension doored? Yeah? Yeah, Calden? Do you remember, Calden? All the fun? Fun with the dimension? Yeah.
Well, she's distracting. Let's go.
Judah, I presume that you're flying?
No.
There are various trees that you could sort of fly into at various points to try and stay hidden within the
If
leaves.
he's not flying, I can go. I can take.
So you two head ahead, both roll me stealth checks, and I presume the other four of you are remaining about 100 feet behind them and curving away from where they're heading.
Yeah.
Also stealthing, just at the back.
Andreas? No?
So they're
Andreas,
going
please stay here.
to the right slightly.
They're going to the left slightly.
To the
No,
left
we're
slightly.
going to the right to where the sound was.
That
The sound was on the
left.
left.
Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you want everyone to roll stealth?
Those who are not being particularly stealthy and who are staying 100 feet back do not have to if they don't want to.
I want to be a bit of a sort of halfway house.
Okay.
Do you want to make the roll or not? Like,
the point, the vanguard of the...
Absolutely fine. Roll me a
original
stealth check.
group.
That's fine. Roll me a stealth check as well. While the two of you move up closer.
And do I get advantage
No.
in my terrain? Great, that's a natural one.
Oh no!
While Andreas noisily clomps after you, what are the two of you doing stealth-wise? What have you rolled?
23.
23?
25.
25. Okay.
yeah, I think they then go up into the trees to try and catch a little bit more of a
Okay.
advantage.
As the two of you move ahead, you can see just past this it's not actually a forest, it's more of a swampy wood, and on the edge of it where these trees start to thin out, you can see a group of what look like humanoids moving around the edge of this area, heading loosely in the direction of this black dot in the mountainside, which you presume is the Bastion of Last Hope. The humanoids look a sort of grey, sickly colour. They don't look particularly happy. They are being guarded by four... They look slightly fish-like, slightly lizard-like, but their bodies are coated in this strange black oozy slime which is mixing with the water that they're walking through. They're not carrying any weapons, but they have these quite long claws and are sort of snarling at each other as they edge around this group of about 10 what look like prisoners. At the back is a very large creature. You don't know anything about this creature, you've never seen one before, but it looks fiendish, it is quite broad, quite tall, and it appears to have quite large wings. It is also cracking a whip over the heads of the prisoners, getting them to move forward.
Okay, so from where I'm looking, I wouldn't be able to take the form of the winged creature, but I would be able to take the form of the...
The winged creature is too big for you to take the form of,
Yeah.
but you could easily
Also,
take the
it's got
form
a
of one.
different limb.
Exactly. One of the smaller ones you could take the form of now that you've seen one, yes.
I wouldn't have any... there would be no way for me to tell which of those are Demodans.
No.
Okay. About how many of the fish-like creatures are there per prisoner?
There are 4 of them and 10 prisoners, so roughly 2.5
Okay.
prisoners per
Okay.
fish-like thing you don't know.
Okay.
Fish-like, lizard-like thing you don't know.
Okay.
They are moving forward along the side of the wood. Yeah. The one of the fishy, lizardy-like things looks vaguely in your both direction, but you can both hear behind you Andreas just fucking swamp making his way through the swamp quite loudly, about 50 feet ahead of the 3 of you who are watching Andreas not be stealthy in any way, shape or form.
I mean, why doesn't he just cast that spell he uses sometimes?
Yeah, but the other week I was asking him about stealthing,
That spell, don't I?
and he said, "What's the point in stealthing? I'm so huge. I'm such a giant that everyone would see me coming anyway." So I don't think he really understands.
One of the fish creatures that heard is turns back and says something in Abyssal. Am I going to speak Abyssal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of the two at the front.
Oh no.
You do. Says,
Think I heard something.
the big one responds back in Abyssal.
We'll go and look then.
Right. Do you hear this as well?
Yeah.
We've got to go to bed now. You Mask of Many Faces
Mhm.
turn into one of the fish creatures and start sprinting quietly.
You can move at half speed when you are stealthing.
Which, like, using double dash.
Are you double dashing as a rogue? Is that what you're doing? Are you? Because that
Yes.
means you go 30 feet.
And
doesn't
then
even get you back
also
to
with
Andreas.
my feline agility,
Gets you 60 feet if you want to get to Andreas, but you can't get back to everyone else.
30, 60, 120.
60.
And then if I double my speed using feline grace,
Oh, I see. Yes, then you
I can
would be
go
able.
120 feet with half
Is that right?
of my movement.
Hang on.
Wow.
So you can double dash, which means that you can go 90, 100. You can go 90 feet.
I don't want to do the maths, so I'll say okay.
You can go 90 feet. So you can't quite get back to everyone else. Also, you'll currently look like something they've never seen before.
Okay. I mean, they know I can change form. They've seen me turn into
Yeah, but
weird demons.
That doesn't mean this is you.
I'm with Matt, Judah.
Judah is a lot slower than
Yeah,
you.
that's fair. Yeah. Okay.
So suddenly, running towards you, Andreas, is a creature you have never seen before.
It's me. It's me. It's me.
The flail as well.
Yeah.
You can hear Fluster talking through it, and you know that Fluster can change their form. So,
Trixie.
You're so fucking loud.
and Fluster runs straight past you.
Yeah.
And Fluster's now arriving 10 feet ahead of the three of you.
I think people have heard us.
I mean, they
This-
didn't hear us. They heard Andreas. He's so
Yes,
fucking
I'm
loud.
so fucking loud. Yeah.
Andreas, ahead of you, a strange-looking creature, much like the one that just ran past you, is coming through the trees and looks up and sees you.
Do I recognise it at all?
No,
Okay. Is it a fiend?
it is.
Good. Yeah.
How far away is it precisely?
From you lot at the moment,
Yeah.
about 100 feet,
How far from me?
about 50 feet.
I start walking towards it.
Okay. Oh fuck. I need to
It
pretend to be one of
turns
your
around
guards.
and goes back out of the wood.
Okay.
Oh, we're about to be in big trouble, aren't we?
This cannot happen. If you can be my the prisoners I'm looking after, I'm gonna go and tackle Andreas.
Okay, I take the lead on any performing deceiving stuff just for this bit, okay? Yeah? If we want to try and nail this.
Andreas,
I'm
as
gonna
you
go and
walk
try and
forward,
tackle Andreas.
over through the woods, you now see 3 of these creatures heading straight towards you.
Hunter's mark.
Fucking
Right.
Okay.
Can we all roll initiative then, please? Because I think the cat's out of the bag.
Not necessarily.
That
It
was
really
bad.
is. He just cast a spell on one of them. It's enough.
The cat was in the tree, and now the cat is out of the bag, and I'm
Right. Anyone roll above a 25?
Oh, sorry, Slay's Prey is one.
Okay, that's fine. Anyone roll above 25? No one?
No.
Above a 20? Right. Anyone roll above a 15?
17.
17
15
for
on dot.
Judah. 15?
15.
15 for Fluster. Anyone roll above a 10?
13.
13 for Perigal.
10.
10 for Monsoon. And roll above a 5.
What did you roll?
It's the initiative rolls I came to make.
I rolled a 2, which turns into a 4.
I rolled a 4, which turns into a 3.
Here we go, and this is how we started in hell.
So, just to confirm locations,
Yeah.
these creatures are about 30 feet ahead of Andreas. They are roughly 80 feet ahead of the lot of you as you started moving back, the four of you. Judah, how far back did you get?
Well, I would have been stealthing, so I would have been half speed. So I would have made it like 15 feet back towards Andreas, I guess.
Okay, so you're currently hidden in the trees. Your stealth check still carries, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Don't forget, when you shoot your bow, unless you use bonus actions to hide again, you become visible.
Yeah.
Also, talk me through how your bow gives you constant advantage on everything.
Oh, no,
It gives you advantage on initiative rolls.
Yeah, it gives me advantage on initiative, but also if I go higher in the order than a creature,
Yes.
I also have advantage on it.
Permanently or just on the first round?
No, permanently, because my that's from
Assassin.
Assassin, yeah.
Can I have a look at that?
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm not sure that's right.
I think that's just the first.
Oh, is it just the first round?
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it's
that's
just the first round.
It's like if something hasn't acted yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
Let
like
me just
the flat-footed rule from.
But
Keldon is last because Keldon is busy looking inside her own nose, as cows do sometimes.
I rolled a 24 on stealth really unhelpfully, just so I could stand there very
Yeah.
silently.
So it's just first round.
It's just the first round.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's just on the
very
first
good
round.
mental image as the
Which is also quite fitting because you are going first.
Okay.
3 of these creatures are stepping through the mud towards Andreas. They don't look particularly friendly. Andreas has clearly started getting ready to kick tail.
This is why we don't plan anything.
What would you like to do?
Well, just to follow the usual rules of our battles, I'm actually going to allow them to advance quite far on Andreas before I release.
Okay, so you're
So
holding
I
an
hold
action.
my action.
You're holding an arrow, which is going to be 2 shots. Are you aiming at when one hits him? What's the plan?
When one of them is 5 feet from him.
Okay, you already have advantage on this attack roll because you are an assassin.
Yeah. No, but it's just because at that point they won't care about the arrows. Hopefully they'll be more engaged.
Oh, I see.
We are standing in front of
So
the giants.
in between the trees, you sort of hunker down, get a bead on, and just wait. Just wait as they move forward towards Andreas. No problem. Fluster, you're about 80 feet back from
80
them.
feet.
You're about 80 feet back from them and about 50 feet back from Andreas. What
Has
would
it
you
been
do?
more than 6 seconds of me standing still talking to these guys?
Yes, I'll allow
These
it.
folks? Yeah? Right.
Yes, I will allow it.
Cool. Okay. To get up there,
Yes.
80 feet, did you say?
Yes.
So I'm not trying to move stealthily anymore, so I
Okay.
can use my movement.
If you use your bonus action and your movement and your feline agility, you can move 180 feet.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. To Bexy.
I think it's more than that, but yeah.
It is.
Sorry. Okay. What I'm going to do is use my my movement and feline agility
Yes.
to.
Go 60 feet.
Still can't get all the way there. Okay, I've got to do bonus action dash.
Okay, that means
and
you...
my movement, so then I can get there, which is 90 feet.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And I already have Heaven's Trumpet.
In your
Summoned?
hand? Yes, you do.
So what I'm going to do is hit the one which looks like it's advancing on Andreas,
All 3 of them are, but yes.
but one of the ones which looks like they're mid-movement.
Fine.
A jolt of electricity goes through the blade, and it looks
Mhm.
like it changes for a moment back into lightning.
Mhm.
And I'm going to cast Booming Blade if I am successful on my melee attack.
Go for it.
Yikes. Maybe not. It's an 18 to hit.
18. You skip in very quickly,
Yeah.
and are you running past the first one? You're going to be running out of range again.
I've used all my movement.
So you're
no,
just
I
gonna-
haven't. I've got an extra 10 feet.
Correct.
Yes, I will be going past.
So you run up, and you're going to be stepping back 10 feet.
I will go back in the other direction.
So towards Andreas or past them?
Past them.
Past them. So as you just zoom past, and you've seen this happen before, Fluster just, like a lightning bolt, just shoots past you incredibly quickly and strikes at the creature as they run past and just catches them on an arm. Fluster, please make me a dexterity saving throw.
That's a natural 20.
Your weapon seems to stick for a second, but you manage to pull it out as you run past and run with the damage on your attack.
Okay, cool. So that's the Hexblade. It's 1 plus
dear.
6, 7. 7 plus the Booming Blade, which is 13. Do I get sneak attack because they're engaged with...
They're not engaged with anyone else yet.
No? Okay, rad. So just 13 points of damage, and if they move, they will take another 2d8 of thunder damage.
Okay.
Cool.
You run past, with that first strike, you strike past and run past. You're now 10 feet behind them. Perfectly fine. Perigal, you are 80 feet back from this. You've just seen Fluster shoot incredibly quickly, just shoot past.
Oh.
There's almost a sonic boom. Sonic boom.
Is Fluster like in the space where they are?
Fluster's 10 feet behind them.
Go through them, yeah.
They are within 5 feet of each other, moving forward in their phalanx towards Andreas.
Oh, I shall look around and just a lack of obvious guidance. Should I? Yeah. I'll point my staff towards them and cast magic missile.
Okay. Which one are you aiming for? The one that Fluster hit, or one of the other two?
The one that Fluster hit.
Okay, that's an automatic hit. What's the range on magic missile?
120 feet.
Brilliant. So that's an automatic hit as 3 comet-like missiles streak out of your staff and impact the front one. Roll me the 3d4 plus 3, please.
You said I was 90 feet back, right?
80.
80. 9.
9 points of damage.
And I'll move closer.
30 feet closer?
Move forward.
Cool, you're within 50 feet now.
Yeah. That's it.
Lovely. Monsoon. As Perigal's magic missiles streak out and Fluster zooms past, battle's clearly joined.
Yeah. I'm wondering. I feel like I should probably conserve things like Dimension Door, rather than. So, how far away is the closest?
80 feet.
80 feet.
80 feet. Okay, I think I'm just gonna use my dash action.
Cool, you move forward 60 feet. You are now slightly ahead of Andreas. Or you could wait behind him if you like, that's totally fine.
Yep. I'm not gonna necessarily like stay behind him. I'm just gonna go to as clear a point as I can to get as close as I can, and then I'm gonna inspire Perigal because I'm just concerned about the new person and making sure they're okay. And it's simple. It's just gonna be, you got this. You're gonna be fine. And you can add a D8 to any D20 roll
In the next 10 minutes.
10 minutes of like game in world.
Yep. Excellent.
They're not on Andreas yet, are they?
No.
So there is, they're in a group,
Yes.
and no one else is in that little cluster
Correct.
at the minute.
I believe they're 50 foot away from me.
30.
30 now.
They were always 30 foot away from you.
So if anyone had any area of effect damage, that would be a good time to do it.
And also, you ran ahead of Andreas, so you're there as well now.
Yes, there are plans.
Cool.
Parts of plans.
Lots of very small plans that all come together.
Yeah, that's
The one who you hit with the booming blade just turns around and heads back towards you and takes 2d8 damage.
Yeah. 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. They head back towards you and are just going to launch themselves at you with their claws.
Love it.
How far away am I from all of this?
80 feet.
Okay.
Actually, no, 90 feet if that one's going back to
fine.
miles away. Right. The first attack is a 19, the second is a 12.
The 19 hits.
The 19 hits. Okay.
How close does it come? What's your AC?
16.
Okay. I will save it for when it's maybe a little bit closer and more guaranteed.
You take 10 points of piercing damage, and as it steps back and claws at you as you've run past it, it follows you back and just claws as you go. Its claw cuts through you, but as it cuts through you, it leans into you, and you're now quite firmly attached to it. The slime around it is adhesive, and it has stuck to you, and it's
Wait,
just there.
Did you roll with disadvantage because of the cloak?
I did not.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Thank you very much. I forgot about my cloak of displacement.
That's fine. That is a 15.
That does not hit.
It tries to claw you and stick to you, but it seems to sort of as it tries to find you, but can't because you are slightly displaced from yourself. You are not attacked by it or attached to it.
Thanks, Emma.
Right.
Just keeping everyone alive.
Emma, not even Kelton.
The other two step forward and go for Andreas and for Monsoon because you're both very close. Do you want to shoot the one that was attacking Fluster?
No, I would have shot the one that was attacking Andreas. Whatever one was going to attack Andreas.
Well, one leaps in and just runs towards you, just leaps forward, and in midair, it seems to grow arrows again.
Maybe.
Well, hopefully.
does it?
Oh, it almost didn't. That is going to be 23.
That hits, yes.
That hits. So let's do D8. Do 8, and we'll do the sneak attack on that one. So 14 damage on that one.
14 on the first arrow is.
And 20 on the second one.
How?
No, what do you mean?
You add sneak attack to one roll.
No, 20 on the attack. Next attack.
Oh yeah, that hits. Yeah.
No, that would be cool, but yeah.
Yeah, 20 hits.
11 damage.
11 damage. Okay.
And I hide.
On my stealth check.
You can't hide. It's not your turn. You can't.
Ah, yeah.
It's actually not on your turn.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, you're not hidden anymore. They know where you are.
Yeah.
But you
Okay, that's
are
fine.
away back and off to one side. Yep.
Can I shout out, your weapons might get stuck in them?
Yeah, of course you can. Totally fine.
I do that. That's what I do.
Andreas,
Oh, that's good.
the one ahead of you leaps at you.
Oh,
13's the highest roll there.
I look at it fall in the mud.
It doesn't fall. It sort of flumps against you and just but you're holding it back and managing to hold it back by the face, so it's not actually getting stuck to you in any way.
Oh, nice.
Non-sticky face.
Yeah.
Good to know, non-sticky face.
That's where the axe is going.
Monsoon, one is going to... The excellent other one comes over to you and just starts clawing. 16 to hit.
16 to hit.
Yeah.
So I've never come across these things before,
You
right?
have not. No, they do not leave Carceri.
Okay. I'm not gonna do cutting words. I'm gonna let it happen and try something out.
Cool, so both attacks hit.
Both attacks. 2.
Oh no, get stuck.
You take 21 points of piercing damage, and this creature is now stuck to you.
Right. So because it's stuck to me,
Yes.
I'm fine for you to roll on this. I would like to cast Hellish Rebuke at second level as
Totally fine.
a response.
Totally fine.
Reaction. And it's just like the creature that damaged you
Yes.
has to make a dex saving throw,
Yes.
But you're on it.
but we're stuck together.
Yeah. How's it going to dodge?
I will give it a dex saving throw with disadvantage.
Sure.
Okay. That is a 5.
Okay. Well, then it fails.
Cool. You just see this creature lash out at Monsoon and pierce Monsoon's side. Like it's quite a hefty hit with both claws, but then suddenly just it's on fire.
I turn to nobody who's stood next to me and go, this is exactly what I was worried about. Oh my god.
It's
Perigal's still there, right?
3d10 fire damage.
How many?
3d10 fire damage.
Cool.
Though yeah, because I don't know. Oh god damn it! They fall into the things. Okay, so that's a 7, a 6, and a 6. So 19 points of fire damage.
Cool. What's half of 19?
I thought that might be the case. 8.
8.
9.
You round down, so it's
It is
Yeah.
9.
It is 9. That was
9 points of fire damage as it burns, but it doesn't seem to burn that heavily. Fire not great against fiends. Lovely. That is the end of the 3 of their turns. Andreas, there is one literally right in front of you that you are palming off.
Well, this is what I would. Now, I have 2 attacks.
Yes, you do.
Around. Does that mean I have 2 actions? Can I cast a spell
No.
and attack?
You can cast a spell, which is an action, or you
Yeah.
can cast a spell, which is a bonus action. If you attack, you have 2 attacks. Your action is attacking, which is 2 attacks.
Okay.
Now, you also are a 2-weapon fighter, so if you don't use your bonus action to cast a spell, you have 3 attacks.
Yes.
Watching Toby's
Oh, is
brain.
that without action surge?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. And if I wanted to cast Protection from Evil, which is a 1 action casting time spell,
Yes.
could I use Action Surge and then I'd use the normal actions to do attacks, which would be more
If you
efficient?
use your action surge
Yeah.
and you cast protection from evil and good, you can then use your action surge to make 1 more attack, because action surge doesn't double. No, it does. You get both your attacks, so you'd have 3 attacks and cast the spell. But
That's
you'd also
what I
use
wanna
your
do.
action surge.
Cool, that's
Okay.
what I want to do.
Fine. You cast. How do you cast spells?
I've got Tempest, because in my mind, that's where Tempest is.
Sure.
I look down to the ground, because that's where the earth magic from my rangeringness is. And I go, protect me, Tempest!
What does protection from evil and good give you?
Well, importantly, against fiends, amongst other things,
Yes.
it gives them disadvantage on attacking me.
Okay.
Also, I can't be charm frightened because that's by.
Grand. Lovely. Thank you. You then summon all your energy for an action surge and 3 attacks. Go for it. 2 with the flail, 1 with the axe.
Yes! Flail. 17
That hits.
plus
Yep.
a load. Flail again. 10 plus. Is it?
Is it plus 9?
Yeah, plus 9.
That hits 2, yes.
So 19.
Yep.
And then, should I be like doing these? Should I roll the damage in case I kill it? I'm not going to kill it, am I?
No.
Okay, cool. And axe.
Yep.
Yeah, 16 plus loads.
Yep, all 3 of your attacks hit, and you add your 1d6 for Slayer's Prey as well.
Oh yeah. Right, where's my D8?
Borrow Shaman.
It's there, I've got it. Right, first one, and these are all plus 5.
Yep.
Oh, plus a D6. So it's a. Oh, it's only the first one of
3d8
the round.
plus 1d6 plus 15, because 3 attacks, and you add
So-
5 to each attack.
That's a 1.
Cool. 1,
I'll roll the D6 now. 4,
5,
3.
8.
It's not good rolls. Come on. 7.
15 plus 15 is 30 points of damage. As you strike out with your flail and with your axe, can you please make me 3 dexterity saving throws?
No. 16 plus stuff.
Yep, you're fine.
11 plus. My dex is plus 2.
Do you have a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah. Check your safety box.
That one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, dex plus 2.
Yeah.
Go to-
Cool. As you hit the second time with your flail, it sort of sticks to it and it's stuck.
Okay.
Yep.
It's also a flail of fear.
It is.
So I'm going to use one of those charges.
Fear.
Yeah. And I'll
Okay.
just do the dex save for the axe.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a fucking cocked 20. I'll re-roll
Again.
it, re-roll it. And that's a 2.
Stuck to both of them, but you're using your flail of fear.
Yeah, flail of horror.
Oh, sorry.
Do you want it to run away from me with both your weapons
That's
stuck to it?
not what happens.
It's gonna be hilarious. Must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
Take it. It's a 16. Sorry, it's not scared. The flail, as it hits the second time, lets out a strange demonic giggle.
Is that what a demonic giggle sounds like?
To me, yes. The end of Andreas' turn. Keldon, this is all happening roughly 80 to 90 feet ahead of you.
No, Monsoon is 60 feet ahead of me.
Monsoon is 60 feet ahead
Yeah,
because things move forward as well.
It's
yes.
fine. I'm using my movement and my action to run 60 feet, so I'm next to Monsoon.
Totally fine.
I'm casting Shield of Faith, which is a bonus action, on Monsoon, so your AC goes up by +2.
Nice. Thank
Lovely.
you.
And then I would just like to look imposing.
Roll me intimidation check.
Nope.
Probably not helping.
That is a 12.
12. He's run up. Yeah.
I think I'm just going, they're really sticky.
Cool.
They're really sticky. They're really sticky.
Good to know.
At the end of the round, further away outside the wood, you do hear some shouting. The whip is being cracked again, but at the moment, you can't see what's going on. Judah, you are not hidden. They know where you are,
Okay.
but they have not moved to attack you because, well,
Yeah, other stuff.
they're busy.
Yeah, that's why I let them get there.
Sure.
They do have friends of mine within 5 feet of them, right?
Every single one of them has friends within 5 feet of you.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Five
So,
of them, sorry.
describe the scene. We have
Andreas
one,
is
Andreas.
stuck to one, and they're just sort of like, flailing off against each other. One is next to Fluster but hasn't managed to hit them,
Okay.
and Monsoon is looking bad.
Okay. So
With
we're
Kelvin
going to unleash it on the one in fighting Monsoon then.
Yep, fine, maybe.
So that is going to be 21.
21 hits.
Okay. So
Do you want to roll me both attacks and then roll me both damages?
yeah.
Faster?
Why is it with advantage?
It's not.
no, because there's a thing
Oh,
within
yes.
5 feet.
Yeah.
That's why.
So, rogue, yes.
Yeah.
Hang on.
That doesn't give you advantage. That just means you get sneak attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
in
this
which
means you
case-
get sneak attack.
Yeah.
Count
in
both
which
those rolls.
Give me that. So the first attack would hit anyway. It's 17 on the dice.
That's fine,
Like
yep.
20 something. So I'll do the second attack,
Thank you.
and that's going to be 24.
Yep, both arrows hit.
Okay, cool. So we'll do
Again, this
that.
creature seems to grow arrows.
And that's twice.
They just get stuck there.
9,
It's fine if the arrows get stuck.
14.
Don't care about those.
I'm just hoping that they become not sticky when
wow,
they're
21,
dead.
31.
31 points of damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
I know.
Nice.
Are you adding sneak attack to just one of those?
I did, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And I am going to. I'm going to stick around the same area that I am.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I'm going to move slightly more towards where there's now one guarding 10 prisoners. Is that right?
That's
Is
what
that-
you remember, yes?
Yeah. So I'm gonna maybe move like 10 feet more towards that to kind of hear if I can hear a rebellion
Fine by
going
me.
on.
Are you hiding?
Yes, and
Okay.
I'm gonna bonus action hide.
Oh god.
Oh no!
That's it. It's a 14.
Gone forever.
So that's 27.
Fine. As you move further towards the edge of the wood, you can just through the wood see this larger creature is moving away with this convoy of what you assume are prisoners,
Yeah.
with one of these fish-like guards remaining.
Okay.
And they are moving away from where this battle is clearly happening.
Right. So yeah. Okay.
Battle's a lot quiet.
Yeah.
Fluster, you are within 5 feet of this creature that has tried to claw at you and stick itself to you and has not managed to do so.
Unideal. Okay. What I'm going to do is Fluster's eyes go gold, and I imagine that the creature's eyes go gold as well. And I'm going to use my bonus action to use my Hexblade's Curse.
Ooh.
Cool.
What did that mean?
That means I get to add 3 to every single damage roll that I make.
Okay.
and that I crit on a 19 or a 20.
Okay, fine by me. That's your bonus action.
Yes, that is my. I'm just double checking that is. Yeah, it's cursed for 1 minute. And
Yep.
I regain 10 HP if it does. I add 4 to every damage roll. Sick. So what I'm going to do.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Watch them die.
Hopefully. So yeah, I'm going to take 2 hits with Heaven's Trumpet.
Yep.
Can I, because I am a swashbuckler and I am the only person engaged with this, I get to add sneak attack
Yes, you do.
to that. Tidy. It's a 2 on the dice for the first hit.
No.
You mean its AC is above a 12?
Yeah.
15?
Total. Plus your modifier? No, it's 15 total. Missed twice. You're trying not to hit it because it's sticky, so you're trying to hit bits of it that aren't sticky,
Yes.
like the face. And a face is very hard to hit
Well, that, yes.
as it weaves around you.
Yeah, so they flail impotently twice, and then I'm going to take my free
Disengage, because you're a
disengage
swashbuckler,
to
yes.
disappear 30 feet out. I will go closer towards the others.
These two, and Perigal, who's behind them.
No. I changed my mind. I will go further out into the middle of nowhere where there won't be more to hit me.
So you're going towards where you saw the convoy, or just
like
middle distance?
out.
Yeah, middle distance. So you just swipe, do a little cartwheely backflippy thing to avoid the creature trying to swipe at you as you disengage, and then just run off. Just yeet.
Yeah.
Is that right? Your use of yeet? No. What do I mean? There's a modern word for that.
Does it matter?
I don't know. Trying to be down with the kids.
You can.
Yeet as if you're throwing something.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I'll say I'll go 15 feet out, sorry, rather than the full 30.
That's fine. Perigal, what are you doing? You are behind Monsoon and Keldon, who have now, you're 30 feet behind them. In front of you, you can see all of your party engaged, apart from Judah, but no surprises there, as Fluster just runs out of combat, to sort of an angle.
Can I see one of these fishy creatures which has already taken damage?
All 3 of them are taking damage.
Already taken damage. I'm going to sort of mutter, oh dear, no, and cast Toll the Dead on.
The one that's attacking Monsoon is stuck to Monsoon. The one that was attacking Fluster is just a bit confused as Fluster's just disappeared off, and Andreas is stuck to the other one.
Yeah, the unstuck one.
The one that's on its own.
That.
Okay, no problem.
Because then it can't stick to anyone else. Yes.
Yep. Roll me.
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save?
17.
What is it?
Cocked.
Toll the
That's
Dead.
an 8.
That's the sound of
Nice.
dolorous bells.
Can you describe how your Toll the Dead is cast?
I sort of mutter, no, and then nose turn into one. And because it's missing some of its hit points already, it's a d12 of damage.
It's 2d12.
No, it is 2d12.
Yes, because I'm a high
Level 9.
I'm on it. So
It's behind your. It's behind your box.
Thank you. That is 2 6s. Total. Tidy.
12 points of damage.
Thank you.
It swipes as Fluster disappears. No. Bounces around its head, and it's clearly not best pleased. Monsoon, you are stuck to one that is flailing wildly at you. Keldon is still up next to you and has cast Shield of Faith on you, but your
Yes.
Yeah.
Question.
answer.
Thunderwave
Yep.
on something that's stuck to me, because it is something that always emanates from you but does not affect you.
Mm-hmm.
Keldon's right next to you.
Would it unstick?
But I can
Point
like it's 15-foot cube.
Be the corner.
Sweeps out from you.
So you could Thunderwave something that is stuck to you.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, is what I'm going to say. It's going to be interesting.
Be like the sail of a
what
ship
is
drop.
Monsoon? What is Monsoon if not someone who is up for interesting choices?
What saving throw am I making?
It is a con saving throw.
Constitution saving
From
throw.
the gloopy.
That is a 21.
Well, I mean, that succeeds.
no.
So it isn't pushed away from me. It'll still take 2d8 thunder damage because that's.
I think it takes
Oh, no.
half damage. Doesn't it take half damage?
It takes half damage. I didn't announce what level I was casting it at, so should I just say that I've cast it at a low level since I've not
It's up to you.
announced?
No, it's up to you. I'll allow it. If you want to burn a high level spell slot, be my guest.
Yeah, 2d8 thunder damage.
Okay. So it's 1d8 thunder damage.
Yes, but I mean, I
roll two
I
and then
rolled
half it.
2d8 and then half that,
Fine by me.
since that'll be very different number-wise.
The probability is skewed completely.
So that is
said it wrong and I listened
13
to it.
half to 6.
So 6 points of damage to the one attached to you, as there's this boom out of you, and it just like sort of bounces back like someone swallowed a grenade.
Get off!
And it's still attached to you. Any bonus actions?
I think since Keldon is right there,
Yep.
and
Right there.
doing some good, Keldon takes care of the people being fools. I'm just gonna go, hi Keldon, you're the best! And you now have inspiration.
Thank you.
Right. The one that is attached to you just and just sort of tries to burrow into you.
Oh, that's not cool! Wait, what?
Remember, you have extra AC.
18 to hit.
Well, my AC had been up to 17.
Oh.
So, yep.
You can cutting words.
Ooh.
Thank you, Calder!
I think that's Emma talking.
I would like to cutting words.
What do you say?
Please. I didn't mean get off by get in! No, what are you doing? It's literally just that, because this is too weird a situation.
Cool. Roll me a d8.
D8. So
Okay.
I just.
Well, it will succeed.
Well, no, unless I only roll a 1, in which case it's still met my
of course,
AC.
Yeah, carry.
Reveal. I rolled a 1.
Damn.
You rolled it in a high-sided box so we can see what the result was.
You take 9 points of damage as it reaches
You
inside.
don't take 9 points of damage. I take 9 points of damage.
Oh, because you're all nearby.
Yeah.
As it tries to sort of, well, eviscerate you, and sort of digs in. Its claws seem to skip off, but Kelvin just holds her stomach as you take the damage for Monsoon.
They're also digging-y, not just sticky! Just to anyone around.
Andreas, the one that is currently stuck to you and your weapons are stuck to, is just going to try and barrel into you and just trying to get through, probably swinging your weapons for you as it swings its arms. Yeah?
Cool.
Nice. That's cocked. Ugh. The highest there is a 12.
So actually, you're working it like a puppet.
Welcome to hell.
The one that is currently standing by itself that sort of watches Fluster run off and just looks around for a good target. You're a bit further behind. You're behind people. Keldon's right there.
Oh, great. I have a very high AC, it'll be fine.
It runs and just leaps at Keldon, trying to just.
Oh, I should make a con save, actually, sorry. For the thing, but I do have Warcaster, so I make that with advantage. Oh, for fuck's sake. I have a plus many, so that will make it higher than a 10.
For concentration on Shield of Faith.
11. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's fine. So I
fine.
maintain the
From taking the damage from
Yeah,
Monsoon,
shield
that's fine. 2 attacks come screaming in at you as it leaps at you. For God's sake, the highest roll there is a 15.
Nope.
And I think you can just sidestep. It's the mud.
Let's be very clear. None of this is based on my dex. This is all the armor.
even though it's really adhesive, it just bounces off you.
It's because you polish your armour so much.
Polish your armor. Right, that's all three of them. Andreas, the one that you are puppeteering, it's all yours for the taking.
How injured does it look?
Very.
I want to get just leave the flail stuck in his head.
Fine.
Just pull out the gnarly one.
Yeah.
Just bash it on the head with me mace.
Go for it.
And then actually also pull out the silver dagger which Judah gave me. Shank it as well.
You can use the weapons that are stuck to it to still attack it.
Oh, can I?
Because you're effectively picking it up and hitting it into the ground.
I'll do that instead. I would definitely. It's like, you know when you get an axe stuck in a log. Fantastic.
That's very silly.
So the flail.
Love that.
You could also spend your entire turn trying to break one of your weapons free if you wanted to. No, I don't think so.
That's probably not a hit. That is a 5 + 9, 14.
Just bashing this thing against the ground but not doing any damage to it.
Try it again.
Yeah, fine.
Natural 20.
Well, that
Yeah.
run with the damage, double the dice.
Plus
That's
a
on flail,
d6
right?
from
You can
me.
double the d6 as well since it's the first attack that hit.
Well, I'll do the d6 first.
Okay.
Which is a 6.
Yeah.
Six.
All these D&D signs on the dice is brilliant.
Oh no, you're rolling the.
Roll the d6 again.
Oh, I thought I'd just double it.
Well, it's better to roll it twice.
Not when you
the
get
bell
six.
curve. The bell curve is better.
3.
You're all there.
9. And now 2d8.
6.
15.
7.
22 plus 5 is 27 points of damage.
Cool.
Tears in
That's terrible.
the two halves of it are still attached to your weapons.
Brilliant. Which is the closest one?
There is one in the mud next to Keldon, which is nearby. You could easily get to it.
I get to it.
Okay, it's lying in the mud. It's currently prone.
Can I axe it?
Yes.
Why is it prone?
It's prone because it jumped at you and missed, and it rolled so badly, and he gets advantage. No, they get disadvantage on attacking you. So just roll an attack. It is your bonus action attacks. There'll be all three of them this round.
That's a 2.
Yeah, you try and hit the creature with its mate.
Yeah.
Just bounces like doesn't do anything.
Cool.
Right, Keldon, it's your turn.
So there's one near me.
There's one on the ground next to you that Andreas is currently
and there's
whacking.
one attached to Monsoon.
Correct.
Right. I'm going to use my axe to try and hit the one that is attached to Monsoon.
Sure.
Okay. Oh. That is a. Oh God, I'm on the wrong page. I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong page.
That's right.
18.
That hits. Yes.
All right, and it's 1d8 of axe damage and 1d8 of radiant damage.
Yes.
Because I'm a life cleric. Oh, nice. What's 6 + 7? That's 13.
Mm-hmm.
And add 3, that's 16.
16
Boom.
points of damage and
Do I need to roll a dex check?
roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh dear. Nope.
Your weapon is now. You just. It's attached.
Well, alright, that's stuck there now. And
So you are stuck to a creature which is stuck to Monsoon.
I appreciate the solidarity.
It's the world's worst conga.
I'm now I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Uh huh.
What is a spiritual? Oh, why have I suddenly turned into you?
Which looks like a lightning bolt.
A lightning bolt.
A lightning bolt.
So just floating lightning bolts. just thunk
That is
things.
correct. Yes.
Fine.
It lightnings things, obviously.
Well, it doesn't do lightning damage. It does force damage.
I know, but it
but
lightnings
just-
things.
So it's just a floating lightning bolt that casts
And
up.
that's a natural 20.
Well, what one were you aiming for?
The one that's stuck to us
Okay.
for 5 points of damage plus 5, which is 10.
How does the lightning bolt destroy it?
Splits it in half so that half is stuck to Monsoon and half is stuck to my axe.
Does the lightning bolt, does it shoot out bolts of lightning?
Yes.
Okay, so as the lightning bolt just appears mid-air, it's just a static lightning bolt, like the captain...
Static.
and then just... and just literally splits it. It explodes out with a splatter of goo, and you're now got half of it stuck to your front, and you've got half of it stuck to your axe.
I hate it.
It is dead.
Yep. Halfway there, yes.
Now
Judah.
we just have to pull half off you.
Judah, in the distance as you're watching, you can see that this convoy is moving off at quite a pace. Everyone is running.
But that fort was like a long way.
They are definitely heading towards that fort. It is a long way, but they're heading towards it.
Heading towards it, okay. 2 down.
Yep. You're still within range, just lean back and nonchalantly shoot the one on the ground, but it is prone, as
it's prone, so I don't get advantage.
Yeah.
And it's got my
Cancels out
Hexblade's
advantage.
curse on it, and I'm going next.
Okay.
Not to be cocky, but
Yeah. I'm gonna shout. They're heading for the fort. We gotta stop them before we get there. We'll be found out straight away.
They're taking the petitioners to the bastion. It's a really veiled reference. Google they're taking the hobbits to Isengard, you're welcome.
And because it's prone, I'm gonna actually. How far are they that way from it? Because I can fly 600 feet with no.
Well, the big one is the most visible. They're not out of 600 feet of range.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
I just feel like.
Yeah.
Well, in my head, they're going to go back and report, and then either someone's going to come and check, and we won't have cleaned up by that point, or.
Far be it from me to judge.
makes sense. It does make sense.
I'm kind of thinking we have to take them down next.
Kill the fiends.
Yeah. Or at least make it pause enough to.
Sure.
Is that what does Judah do
What does Judah
in that
do?
moment? Because Judah doesn't have a DM in his head. Do you really want to do that? Yeah. What would Judah do?
I mean, you
Bracelets.
have picked up the dice.
WWJD.
What would Judah do? Betray everyone.
See, the problem is we literally haven't seen anything else so far, so I don't know that there's like a withdrawal. We can withdraw somewhere, we can go somewhere else, we can do.
You don't need to keep justifying it. Fucking go.
I think
Make a
would-
snap decision because you.
Do you aim
don't
for the big?
have
Do
to.
you aim for the big one or the smaller guard?
I aim. The small guard looks like the things we're fighting here, right?
It does.
I aim for the small one.
Okay. Make a man attack a roll.
Is it going to be surprised? Am I getting an advantage on this?
It doesn't know you're there.
Doesn't know I'm there.
Well, hang on.
Because they're kind of on. I mean, I'm hidden.
Are you hidden? Did you roll a stealth
Yeah,
check?
I rolled the stealth check.
Yeah, you're fine. You're hidden.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take -5 to this attack roll,
Yes.
so that I can have more damage if I hit.
Sharpshooter.
So that is 21.
Are you running with advantage again?
Because I was hidden.
Oh yeah, fine.
Yeah.
That hits just out of nowhere as they're running. Just this arrow just shoots. I mean, it's a long ass way.
No, sorry, it's 16 because I take 5 off.
Take 5 off. 16 just hits it. From it's a long ass way away. And this arrow just and this big old curve on it. And as you watch from about a mile, if it just hits the guard, stumbles over to the side. Unbelievable.
The second one will miss, which is annoying. But
Yep.
so I get that. And that.
You add 10?
I had 10, yeah. Which is
Sharpshooter.
not a bad thing.
Sharp for bar.
Super sharp.
6, 13, 15, 20, 30.
30 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Much.
Imagine if I'd hit with the second attack.
Christ on a bicycle.
30 points of damage. It falls over. You watch it and go, nice. Like you just shot it from like 200 feet away. Totally no problem whatsoever. None of you saw that, sadly.
Yeah.
You got a bonus action?
Hide.
I'm actually going to, I'm going to move slightly, maybe 10, 15 feet towards them again and hide.
Stay within
them.
the tree line.
Yeah, stay
Fine.
within the tree line and... No, let's not do that. 18.
18. Okay.
I'm glad the modifier's so big on that.
You do that.
Okay.
Blaster. There's still one lying on the ground next to Keldon who has half of one attached to her axe.
Nice, great. So I feel like Fluster is like in the middle of running away and does the like almost like skid spin and comes like plunging back again. Because they are prone.
Yes.
I have advantage on
A melee attack, yes.
all of my melee attacks.
Correct.
I will do that, please. I would like to take 2 hits with Heaven's Trumpet.
Yep.
17 on the dice. 13 plus 10, 23. So I think I hit.
27 would have been the... Oh, I see.
No,
so
I
that's the first
rolled
one.
the second one.
I see.
The 17 I knew hit from just
No,
the
but
dice.
it could have been a crit. The second one could have been a crit, so... You have advantage.
Which is why I rolled it, and it was a 13, and that wouldn't have hit, so I added my modifier to. The first attack was a 27, and the second was a 23. I think both of them hit.
Both of them hit, yes.
Well, thank you. Cool. And then I roll 2d6 for that. It's 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I add 20. So that's 24 for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because I have advantage, I add my sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
I add 4 to every damage roll. Does that include sneak attack?
It's once per attack.
Yes, per attack. Yes, thank you. You're quite right. Would you like me to re-roll that?
No, it's a 6.
It's 5.
Oh.
And then I add 10. So that's 34. And then I'm going to use my bonus action.
Sneak attack isn't a separate attack, it's part of one of your other attacks.
Yeah, which is why I didn't add.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't add it to that. Yeah, but I will to my bonus action. If that hits, it's an 18 on the dice plus 8, which hits, and then that's a d6, and I do add it to that. So that's another 8. So
42.
that's
Your bonus
42 points.
attack,
is with the scimitar.
which is non-magical.
Yes.
So it's only
So it's
3 off the
only-
scimitar.
Yes.
Plus.
So 39. You had to take it down from the round 40.
I'm sorry.
Still awesome.
It's still
You run in and just very quick and roll me a dexterity saving throw 3 times.
Oh.
Dexterity saving throw is plus 8. So 18,
Yep.
19, 27.
Yeah, as you move so quickly, it doesn't even, the weapons don't
Just,
even
like,
begin to
kisses.
stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the creature on the ground,
Sushi.
you gain how many hit points?
10 temporary hit points.
There you go.
Thank you.
All 3 of
that was
them
fun.
are out. Stay in initiative.
Oh.
Perigal, everything seems to be fine.
Did I not hear Judah shouting?
Judah hasn't shouted.
I did.
I did, I shouted.
Said
Said
what?
that they were
And
running
shouted
to
that
the
they
queue.
were. You did the things heading to the citadel.
Yeah.
Ah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could move forward, potentially.
How far away? I mean, yeah, how far away are?
If you run up to the edge of the forest and look out, about 200 feet away, a very large creature is looking back in some frustration. A smaller creature is getting up off the ground with like a...
I just drew some arrows.
And there's a group of what look like humanoids, you're not sure, it's quite a long way away, that are just milling about around them. And the big one hasn't done anything yet, but you can easily see that they are within 200 feet and they seem to be aware of your presence, but it's up to you what you do.
Well, Judah was very specific, so I will just use. I'll dash. I'll use my movement and then use my action to keep moving. So
Okay.
get closer to them.
Okay, so you're running out of the tree line by yourself towards this group of people.
Yeah.
Judah, in the tree line, you see Perros go whee and run straight past you out of the tree line towards.
I'm led to believe that is the current
Okay.
plan.
I
You
mean,
said we had to stop them, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, we need to stop them all.
And I can't hold my movement
Yeah.
to wait and see what other people do.
No.
in
and
my
if
head,
I don't move, I
in my
won't
head,
have to do
maybe
anything, so I run.
Andreas has, somehow disguised himself as you.
Entirely possible. So I run 60 feet forward, so I'm still 100. So I'm now 120. 140 feet away from them, so still can't do.
You weren't 60 feet out of the tree line, they're 200 feet out of the tree line, you're about 170 feet away from them.
Okay.
Yeah. Not that it's going to matter hugely. Right. Monsoon, you still have half of one stuck to you.
Yes.
They do not stop being sticky when dead.
Well, through just like general knowledge of
Worst
what
album
normally,
title ever.
of what normally kind of is like an anti-adhesive or
Yep.
unsticks often magical sticky things.
Yep.
My plan is, well, it also depends like how it's stuck to me.
Awkwardly.
Is it possible for me to awkwardly
Yep.
pop open my alchemy jug
Yep.
and summon forth wine? Because alcohol,
Oh.
often with like Wonder Biscuit globs and stuff, is a thing that will dissolve and unstick. So,
Clever.
I mean, obviously I don't know if this is going to work.
How are you going to
But
get
if
wine
not,
out of the jug
you've
onto
got
the sticky bit?
wine.
Well, that's what I'm trying.
You're
That's
sort of
why-
rolling around on the ground going,
Well,
get
that's
the wine
why
everywhere.
it's going to be awkward. Is because it's like popping it open and then kind of wine, and then if one arm gets free, then okay, yeah, wine. I'm going to end up covered in wine.
You're covered in wine and you're also not free.
Which is also quite sticky.
On the plus side, wine. Is any of it going?
If there's,
That is your action.
if there's any wine left, I'm going to drink some wine. Because I may as well. Because I have a whole
Licking.
No,
gallon. So
I
if
understand, but it's kind of awkward.
Just
Well,
open
then
your
I-
mouth and roll around.
I lie down and I tip it into my mouth because all the one's nearby. And I've got to make the best of a bad situation.
Fine by me. Monsoon has a drink. Andreas, what are you up to?
I am going to. I assume
You heard
I
Judith,
can
yes.
move my normal distance.
You can, you're still carrying both halves on your
whilst
weapons.
trying to shake off as my action.
You can move 30 feet to shake while shaking off, that's
Yeah.
fine. Can you roll me a dexterity saving throw, please, to get rid of one of them from one of your weapons?
Oh, if I got 2 attacks, surely I get 2 shakes.
Nope, just one.
What? 17 plus 2, 19.
While running, you realise the one on your axe, you just sort of step on the half of it while you're running, just and leave it behind you, but there's still half of it attached to your flail.
Cool.
But you have reached the edge of the tree line, and looking out, you can see this larger grouping about 120 feet away, and Perigal stepped 30 feet out of the tree line by herself. Big monster. Keldon.
I'm
go ahead.
very concerned about Perigal. Can I use my entire movement and my action to, whilst
Catch up, yeah.
carrying this half of this creature on
Yep.
my axe, because
Yep.
it doesn't fucking matter, to go all the way to Perigal,
Yep.
and I'll just take it with me.
Fine, no problem at all. You
I
run.
just don't care.
You run all the way out to Perigal with half a Ferastia, that's what they're called, stuck to your axe, and are now standing next to Perigal, looking at this rather large fiend. Yep, large. Looking back at you with this other guard with it, and a bunch of petitioners milling around.
Oh, you should totally get some kind of check to freak them out. You've got half of one of their mates on
Yeah.
I will allow an intimidation.
Nice.
What I'm kind of wanting is
Mm-hmm.
an intimidation check to make them move closer. It's more of a taunt.
Okay, what do you say to taunt them?
Come get your friend.
Can I give advantage, please? Because that is
From the
definitely
tree
an
line.
Andreas move. And I also have another bit.
I learnt this from Andreas.
So you say, come and get your friend from the tree line, you just go, holding on the other half.
Sticky demon!
Don't you want to get stuck in?
Shall I roll this with
Yes,
advantage?
please.
That's a natural 20.
Just from the back,
Plus 5 because Minotaurs get proficiency in intimidation.
big one from, a long ass way away, just looking back, just upset.
Oh, I sure use my fixed blades curse on the
Judah, we are going to stand here. I want at least 10 arrows in his face before he gets here.
Yeah.
Wherever you are.
Perigal, just stand very far behind me.
Oh, okay.
With a strange cracking noise.
Oh no, it can teleport.
It can.
Fucked.
The chateau reappears. Yes.
I'm not close to this thing, am I?
Nowhere near. You're still rolling on the ground covered in wine.
God damn it, okay.
Having a drink.
I retract my weight.
But you can.
I'm not.
You're not within 90 feet of it.
60 for down to spell.
Yeah, 60.
There's a sort of snapping noise, and it appears, and just as it's teleporting, it starts flying. These huge leathery wings float out, and as it flies towards you, this gigantic face slavering, sort of horrible greyish ooze starts to pour out of its pores as it just comes flying straight towards you. That's where we're going to have to pause until next time.
What have we done? I was like, do you know, I'll use my Hexblade's curse because we won't be fighting anything else. I'll just do it on this little person. Just right.
In my mind, the sound theme song from Thor Ragnarok is now.
This is exactly how I imagined we were going through hell when you tried to like fuckers.
I was so convinced, like I was so ready to do a like, yes, these people are my wards.
Yeah.
I am the prison guard, and then you.
I've drawn a map of where everyone is, so we don't forget for next week.
Oh my god.
Well, everyone, hope you look forward to coming back into... We finished slightly early because this combat's not going to last 5 minutes.
Oh no.
I'm more concerned about how many sessions I'm going to spend with half a thing stuck to right now.
Drunk.
It was just like a little to take the edge off.
A little coating.
Instead of stopping in the middle of a combat encounter, I think it's best if we finish a little bit early today just to make sure we can give that battle the full attention it deserves.
Are we giving away a set of dice?
We're doing that over Twitter. That'll be done.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Lovely. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Wow.
I
Yes.
wasn't expecting to roll a natural 20.
That was great. It was very good.
Good dice.
Beautiful.
So if you enjoy tonight, we are playing every Monday night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. British Standard Time. The hour does change at some point, and it's different for the US and other parts of the world. So Google British Standard Time and Google what time that is so you can make sure you're here for us at that time. Thank you. We also have a live D&D show on the first Tuesday of every month at the Rosemary Branch Theatre in London. So if you happen to be the kind of person who lives in London or can travel to London easily, come and join us for a live version of this, sort of, except it's not being DM'd by me, it's being DM'd by Chloe, and it has a much more folksy...
It's a slightly more folksy,
Yeah.
in some respects laid back.
Lessica.
Yeah, less icker is the big defining
Less
difference.
icker.
It feels like the theme tune will not be like Mad Max, whereas in the background for ours, I think all the time it's just. Yeah.
We also run another live show, Mixtape, on the last Wednesday of every month. That one's only streamed online. That and Undergods are both streamed at twitch.tv/adventurerswanted, which is where you can also catch old recordings of these shows, or they will all be on our YouTube channel, which is also Adventurers Wanted on YouTube, so you can find them all there. We also are on social media at Adventurers250 on Twitter, otherwise on Facebook, etc. We are just Adventurers Wanted, so you can find us in all those places. Come find us, say hello, be our friend, and check out the wonderful art of all these characters by Grace. Absolutely splendid. If you want to support us and what we do in a different way, you can also do so on Patreon, where you can go to patreon.com/adventurerswanted. Being a patron gets you access to homebrews from our D&D games, access to exclusive live streams, and the chance to vote on what we play in our mixtape shows, and a free ticket to each month's Undergods. That's just a taster of the rewards, though. There's a bunch of other stuff there, too. Big thank you to the players, to D&D Beyond for sponsoring us, always lovely, to our supporters, for fans, by fans, and Ultra Pro. And yeah, we've got a bit of extra time, so anyone want to fill for 5 minutes?
Thank you, Chris.
No, stop it. Good, right. Why don't we end there for today, and see you again soon, my lovelies. Bye-bye.
Oh my god.